Welcome into ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. Session 2, Day 3 of the Schick 3x3 Cup. Nick Bewley with James Lissaman alongside. We're approaching the business end of the competition. Now, James, we've had a couple of these Sweet 16 games, if you'd like to call them, the quarterfinal qualifiers. Let's just run through the results of those thus far, starting with the women's side, because in a short while we will have one of these qualifying quarterfinals with the Mainland Pouakai taking on the Waikato Wizards. But thus far we've seen the Otago Gold Rush, the top seeds, the big win, 21-4 over the Northland Phoenix. The FIBA, perhaps an upset over the Nelson Sparks. And then the Southern Hoi-Ho, I think we can call this one an upset perhaps. Not a good matchup for the Harbour Breeze, and the Southern Hoi-Ho get the job done, 21 points to 15.
Yeah, so just looking through those three games, the Gold Rush #1 seed, but they dropped a bit of a surprise yesterday to the Harbour Breeze, and I think they weren't going to let that happen again. There was a little bit of a run where the Phoenix looked like they're going to make a go of it, and yeah, 21-4, that's a pretty emphatic win there. The Fire and the Sparks, two teams both dealing with injury, so it was a 3-on-3, 3x3 game, as neither team had their substitution player available. And then the Breeze, that was a physical battle with the Hoi-Ho, playing their third game of the morning session as well. They did extremely well to fight through that and take care of Plucky. I think overachieved a little bit, Harbour Breeze, given the age of their players.
Well, on the men's side, it's been intriguing. I was catching the Court 1 action here a little bit earlier this morning, and the Manawa Jets caught absolute fire, 22 points to 11 over the Franklin Bulls, 9 two-pointers. They just couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, and I think it was a record we've had here for the quickest game to, like, it was nowhere near the 10 minutes. It was virtually not even halfway through the game that they finished that one off. And you see the TAB logo there on screen. That was where the game winner was hit from, wasn't it?
Klein Salmon getting it done, 9-2. So they advance to the quarterfinals, and they'll play the winner of the Taranaki Airs and the Wellington Saints. Also through to the quarterfinals, the FIBA, the #1 seed, they had a big win over Tavake Pacifica, and the Southland Sharks, the 2020 champions of the Schick 3x3 Cup. They had one of the quicker turnarounds I think we'll ever see here at the Schick 3x3 Cup. They literally played their last pool game. There was one game in between, then they were back out there. They got the job done over the West Coast Rapids. So the FIBA and the Sharks will take on each other for a spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. And now our attention turns to the women's side, and both sides out there as we speak, getting ready for this one in a couple of minutes. The Mainland Pouakai, they dropped a game earlier today to the Northern Kahu to conclude their pool play, but such a classy side, a lot of players with Ihi 5-on-5 experience, and Tessa Boagni's been a real force this competition.
She is. I mean, she doesn't really have to jump for the rebound. She got one in the last game where she was just over the back and just, you know, plucked it out of the air sort of thing against the defender from the Kahu. But, you know, it's the points and the scoreboard at the end which is the important thing. And the Pouakai were flying high yesterday and then have dropped a couple of games now. So, you know, you want to be playing as well as you possibly can, especially in these games now when you've got to win to make it into the top half. If you drop a game and play badly, it's 9-16, somewhere there.
Rosie Sami is someone who's impressed as well, particularly on the defensive end. She's been a late addition to the Pouakai, but slotted in seamlessly. On the Waikato Wizards sides, they're in their fluorescent pink outfit. I've been really impressed with Maya Tainahui. Just 18 years of age, played at the under-18 3x3 World Cup and doesn't mind letting it fly from beyond the arc.
No, you have to do that in 3x3. You have to be a threat from behind the arc, or you have to be just absolutely outstanding, defending the rim and basically sending everything back there. So you'll see the players. Ty Wynyard's probably the best defensive player in terms of size on the men's side, and he lets it fly from behind the arc. So if he's doing that, you know that you have to be a threat from behind there, and she is one of the best shooters in the competition, and that's what the Wizards need her to do to have a chance of pulling the upset here.
Certainly be an upset indeed. The Mainland Pouakai, second in their pool, the Wizards 7th seed. But we've seen crazier things already on day 3 at the Schick 3x3 Cup. Upsets aplenty, and I'm sure we're going to see some more. Alafotu will start with it from the Schick logo. We are underway Samia with the cut, blows by Hirowani, but can't get it done, gets her own rebound, palms it off to Tessa Pouakai, and the Pouakai are off and racing.
Yeah, smart shovel pass there to Pouakai. Samia could have gone up and finished it herself, but the bigger players who you want to be shooting under the basket there. And then we have a quick foul here against the Waikato Wizards as Pouakai got the rebound there.
And a quick substitution too, Jacinta Beckley into the game for the Pouakai. Rosie Samia takes a seat. Fotu has it from the top. Off to Beckley, Hirowani making a nuisance of herself, and great work there down low from Taina Hui.
Yeah, Beckley actually got away with a treble there. You're not allowed to hop in basketball, which is a rule that not a lot of people know, as Pouakai just swallows that one up and gets the block and the rebound.
And straight down State Highway 1 for Ala Fotu, doubles Pouakai's advantage.
Yeah, it's a 2-0 here early on, and the Wizards, this is what they need to do, some quick play and looking for open two-point shots, as it was Hirowani letting that one fly. But rebound secured by the Pouakai.
Nice cut from Jacinta Beckley. Just to start, the Pouakai were after a minute gone. 3-zip, they're up.
And it's easy, isn't it, for Pouakai? She knows she's got the height advantage. Could pick the ball up almost in sort of no person's land and just take her time, as that basket won't count. The shot clock did go off. She can just pick out where she wants to go with the ball, as knows it's going to be hard for the Wizards to get their hands on it.
Just 12 seconds on the shot clock, of course, for those who have just found themselves flicking through the channels here on your home of sport, Sky Sport, as opposed to the 24-second shot clock and 5-on-5 as Beckley lets that one fly from deep. Good rebound, Fotu, and then tipped off the hands of Mawala, but then off the backboard.
Yeah, so the backboard's automatically out.
I thought that was last touch by the Wizards.
No, I think it was. It might have been Fotu just hitting the backboard first, the back of it, before Mawala. So full shot clock here for the Wizards.
And Sterling Walker-Pittman into the game. Hirowani and Taina Hui, as Alyssa Hirowani puts a wee spin move, but well defended Tessa Pouakai.
Yeah, and you can see some of the bigger players, they're allowed to be a lot more aggressive going for shot blocks. That was an instance of it there as Pouakai follows up that one there. Just the swinging the arm down is nearly always a foul in 5-on-5 basketball. And 3x3, she gets another block here.
Tessa stuffing the stat sheet early, coming up to the 2-minute mark. And the Wizards, I know they've got Hayley Mawala, but when she takes a seat, oh no, here she comes back into the game. They really lack that size, and with Pouakai and Beckley, the Pouakai can get to work down low. It'll stay with the Waikato Wizards, but just 2 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to send it up from the Schick logo. You'd think, you just hope by this point, James, players are aware of the shot clock and know that they can't draw up a play. They've just got to let it fly.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I mean, it's game number 8, and the Wizards definitely knew that, but the Pouakai also knew limited time. A shot's going up very soon. Samia, a good switch out there. Pressure on that, and she gets the block and the shot clock violation.
Well, it's just so hard to stop, isn't it, off the check? You can literally, you have control when the pass gets up to the opposition, then you can get right in the face for the stop.
And that's why you want at least one tall player, because then who can shoot ideally is Mawala. A nice spin around there, bank shot in. But off the check, if you've got the height there, you can just catch and shoot. So that's the sort of thing as Pouakai's foul before that goes up. If the Pouakai are in a 1-second shot thing and they don't feel like they've had Fotu take it, she normally does, but keep an eye out for Pouakai to be the recipient there if they don't have time to do anything else.
Fotu with the left, Pouakai restore their 5-point bump. The Wizards are on the board, but down 5, approaching the 3-minute mark in this one. Walker-Pittman with it from the elbow, but tipped again. Fotu, what a closeout.
It almost feels like more shots have been blocked by the Wizards than they've actually been able to let go cleanly, as Fotu's just a little bit long on that one.
Tough work down low from Taina Hui, but there's Rosie Samia, and I mentioned defensively and on the glass, she's just made a real nuisance of herself. This Schick 3x3 Cup won't give an inch.
Yeah, Coach Josh Thompson said she was the one that you said brought in relatively late to the team, but he said she's what we need, just a player who's capable of playing on the wing, but strong enough to guard post players when Pouakai's out. There's a 3-second call there in the key. it's caught a few teams out. The
It's a
back
very
down rule,
quick 3.
It is, but if you're clearing the ball, the 3-second counts, whereas 5-on-5, it's only once the ball's crossed halfway. And I think that throws people off. As Samia says, it's a 3 in normal basketball, but I'm taking a 2 right here.
8-1, Pouakai leads. Looking the goods here to advance to the quarterfinals. Moala has both points now for Waikato.
And she dealt with the physical defence from Samia expertly as Boagni rolls the nice feed from one of her best mates. Fotu, and then she gets the steal. Quick pass inside to Samia.
Oh, what a dime from Rosie Samia. Boagni back-to-back buckets. The Pouakai in double digits.
And you can see there the Wizards happy to let the ball go out. As Hidawani says, it's time for a timeout, please. 10-2 the score now. And the Pouakai certainly look extremely motivated after a less than an ideal performance in the morning slot.
Pouakai are flying. What's the message you think for the Waikato Wizards? How do they stop such a two-faceted attack, I guess, of the Pouakai?
Yeah, I mean, number one, they've got to try and look for shots quickly, and going to the basket has not really helped them. They've had most of those sent out of bounds or sent back to them. So it's got to be some stuff to try and get open looks from behind the arc, to try and catch up. But you just see them when they come out there. It's easier for us. We're side onto it. Every position on court is giving up height to the Pouakai player, and that's just, it makes life hard as Moala here around the basket, not able to make that one.
Back with Alafotu, let it fly from deep. Can't get it to go. Box out eventually there from Moala. Looking for someone. It's just great D, isn't it, from Alafotu. And with the shot clock down to 2, Hidawani puts up a prayer. And the bank is closed.
And that's an illustration of what just disruptive defense can do. Like, they took Waikato out of anything resembling, that had any semblance of an attacking play. It was just trying to keep the ball in their possession and forced to throw up a prayers. Beckley, nice back cut, catch and finish off the Fotu feed. 9-point
buffer now for the Pouakai, who, should they win this one, will take on the Southern Hoiho.
Yeah, Toihi matchup, the two teams from the South Island. You will have to wait until tomorrow for that matchup if this game does hang on the way it looks like it's going to be. 12-2 in the Pouakai's favour at the moment.
Quick hands there from Beckley. Hidawani from deep. Just can't get that one to drop. The story of the game thus far for the Wizards. Just the 2 ones for them. 12 points to 2 as Rosie Samia goes to work down low. And I believe that's our first trip of the game to the Sky Sports stripe.
It is indeed, and I'm just so impressed with the tempo the Pouakai are playing at on offense, and then defense. There is no letdown whatsoever. They are hustling towards everything and making life so difficult for the Wizards, as exemplified by the scoreline. 10 points the margin here halfway through the game.
Finishes from the Sky Sports stripe to Rosie Samia. Sometimes that's what a team needs, isn't it, James? To get that loss,
yeah,
while it doesn't really mean or have huge significance on the ultimate outcome. Bit of a wake-up call as Boagni adds another.
I think you're exactly right there. Like they've come out with renewed focus. I mean, you knew everyone was going to be more focused once it came around to the knockout games, and that's what's happened for the Pouakai. But you're right. I think that loss, a little bit of a shock yesterday, and then today the Kahu team is very good as well. They knew that was going to be a hard one, but they've more focused on these games here. And yeah, if you feel like, oh, it's too easy, it's surprising when a team plays above their weight, and then you just aren't ready to deal with it.
Nice hands there though from Moala. Saw the cut coming of Boagni, and Moala spins and has her 3rd point. Waikato now just down by 10. Pouakai get to work through Samia, and better spacing defensively from the Wizards, but Fotu from the left corner adds 2.
And you see that just after it, she's so good at just reading when the pass is going to come. Just about got another steal there. As Hidawani goes the whole way around and just can't quite get that one to drop.
One thing I want to know though, James, Alafotu wearing 4-4. What's going on?
Well, we talked about this Q&I, like it's the traditional number for the Fotu family, and it helps with especially international announcers. Not, I think I've heard it called as Fotu. Yeah, Fotu is what they generally get called until they've learned, and Fotu is the the number that traditionally. So there was a complaint from Hugh Bainion to Caleb Harrison. What has gone wrong here? But Andrew Horrocks from North Harbour Basketball said actually when Isaac Fotu's number got retired at school, Dan Fotu went with number 15. So because we were wondering, what is the second choice number for the Fotu family?
Shot clock violation there for the Wizards.
You never know. Maybe Alice said, well, for 3x3 it's a different sport. I'm going with 4-4 here.
Well, 4-2 plus 2. She's had a few twos this Schick 3x3 Cup, including a dagger against the Nelson Sparks. It was 19 apiece as Boagni finishes down low. The Pouakai just 3 away from wrapping this one up, 3:30 to go. I don't think this one goes the distance. It's caught off guard by the whistle on the other court. There is Fotu. In fact, no, was it? I thought that was Fotu.
Yeah, I thought it was as well, but...
There we go, the score's correct now, 20 points to 4. The Pouakai just 1 away. Taina Hui, though. Too little, too late, you'd think, for Waikato, but she can let it fly. Maya Taina Hui.
You know, I was just wondering if there was a thought there, the Pouakai, do we want to take a timeout just to make sure we close it out? Or do we feel like momentum's going our way? We know what we're doing, we can just go on here and try and finish the game quickly. Is Beckley the turnaround? And that's exactly what they needed to do there. Finish the game quickly.
Well, inside 7 minutes, the Mainland Pouakai get the job done. 21 points to 6. They are through to the quarterfinals, where they will take on the Southern Hoiho. Dramatic finish on court 2 that you might be picking up in
yeah, well, you
your
can see
living rooms. You can see on the back end there. It looks like the Wellington Saints, after some losses in pool play, have stunned a red-hot Taranaki Airs side who beat the Rams earlier this morning. That's just the nature of 3x3. We are going to cross over back to the Mainland Pouakai, and Kat Jones is standing by with Ella Fotu.
Hey, kia ora, Ella. What a win. Comprehensive from you. How are you enjoying playing with your good mates out there?
Oh yeah, it's a really good time. Definitely to play with Tessa. I feel like we've wanted to play for a while now, so really good time.
And I'm going to put you on the spot, but do you prefer 3x3 or 5-on-5?
That is putting me under. This year, 3-on-3.
Ella Fotu is the best Fotu, hands down.
Heard it here first.
You heard that. So cool. So onwards and upwards, you guys are into the next round, just getting better and better with every game. What is it like having your teammates that you've been playing with in Tessa Boagni, but also getting some new players in the mix as well?
Yeah, I think our team, all the players have a lot of experience, so I think that really helps. Everyone brings their own skill and experience, so I think we gelled together on that, yeah.
And you're hitting a lot of twos, which is great to see, and you've got a lot of threats out there, so I think for you, I'm not going to say favourites, but I think you guys are looking pretty good, so congratulations and good luck for the next match.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Kat. Cheers, Ella. Mainland Pouakai on to the next round. And Memphis Grizzlies sing it in the stands at ILT Stadium South. And we're going to take a short break here on Sky Sport, your home of sport. On the other side, men's round of 16 action. And it's the Otago Nuggets taking on the Nelson Giants. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of the Schick 3x3 Cup from ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. We've seen the two teams make their way out to Court 1, and it's the Otago Nuggets, of course, Sal's NBL champions, 5-on-5. And they're taking on the Nelson Giants, who, James, despite their pretty classy side, I know they've got a bit of inexperience, just haven't quite got it done thus far on 3x3, but certainly have some threats across the floor.
They do, and it's been the, you're doing everything right except for putting the ball through the hole, and that's why they've been a little bit disappointed with their efforts so far over the past 2.5 days. But hey, everything can change with one game here. I do have to say the Nuggets are Hugh Bainion's pick to be the 9th place finishing team, because he said the Giants are going to win this game here.
Oh, well, we all know Hugh's very biased when it comes to Nelson. I'd like to discuss one player, though, for the Otago Nuggets, and I know Nico McCulloch gets a lot of praise, and rightly so, but Matthew Bardsley, his game, he's springy. His game just seems so well suited to 3x3.
It is. I mean, it's the suddenness of his movement. Like, he can just explode and then stop and explode again, and just, he can go hard to the rim and finish with a massive dunk, or he can slow the speed down, do a Euro step or an up and under. Like, he has just a variety of finishes that he can do around the room and shoot a little bit from outside as well. And
his kick game is on point too. The socks and shoes combo there, outstanding. For the Giants, who's key for them, you think, if they're going to cause an upset?
I think it has to be Mr. Tall Black. Sam Dempster, he's the pick. Like, he's the one who, like, through his career before the last couple of years, it's been boxing out, rebounding, just doing the dirty work, and then he's added a 3-point shot on 5-on-5, and then that translates to a 2-point shot here. So if he's playing well, I know he's dealing with a small injury here, but he's the key one for them to play well, and then the rest of the team will believe and follow his leadership.
Indeed, such a great story too. Never say die. At the age of 32, a maiden Tall Blacks call-up. Sal's NBL most improved player, and one of the top percentages for 3-point shooting, which of course is worth 2 here in 3x3. So this is effectively 2 plays 7. So Otago were pretty strong through pool play. See if I can get the results up in front of me. They were in Pool A, where they finished second, 6-1. And Nico McCulloch, a big part of that, although he was taking a bit of time off towards the back end of pool play and letting these young guys, the likes of Joe Ahi and Robbie Coleman, get a bit more experience.
Yeah, that's the thing. When it's pool play, what is the most important thing? Number one is health and fitness for the players to finish off the pool play games and then be ready to go for playoff games. So I expect to see him on court a lot more for this game, where the stakes are a lot higher than what they were. And after the health and fitness levels, as we can see the fixtures just popping up, this is who is matched up and who is in the final 16. The matchups here, you can see us, we had the Nuggets going up against the Giants. And the winner of this game, they'll play the Magic and Waikato University's winner.
So the Nuggets were on court a little bit earlier this afternoon and got the job done, 19 points to 15 over Waikato Uni. Now, looking to take this one against the Nelson Giants. Nelson looking for an upset. The winner goes through, as James mentioned, to play either the Mid-City Magic or Waikato Uni. Could be two Dunedin teams effectively playing off for a spot in the semis. But first things first, Sweet 16 action here, and an early miss from Joe Ahi, back with Nelson Giants through Tyler Marsh.
And you can see the physical defense there. No surprises at all in 3x3 basketball. You think you've got a lane to the basket and it's going to be a foul, and then just stoning them. And Bardsley showing some of his athleticism there to finish around the defender.
There's my man Matt Bardsley, puts him in a spin and opens up the account for the Otago Nuggets. Will he shoot from the TAB? Blows by Benjamin, and another one for the Nuggets.
And they're a team which, Todd Withers they were hopeful for him being able to play. Joe Ahi, a fine replacement, but you think, will there be a letdown when they don't have the ideal lineup that they hope they'd have out there? But they are one of the teams that I think could really seriously challenge for the Schick Cup, despite what Hugh Bainion would wish to have happen.
There's the value, though, the 2-point shot and a strong finish and one opportunity. Tyler Marsh exploding out of the gates early for the Giants.
Yeah, he took the contact there and knew that it was as his upward motion was going up, so just continued with that. Managed to flip the ball up above the rim, did get it to drop, so if he hits this one, they'll have a nice 2-point lead early in the game.
And he does just that. Tyler Marsh with all 4 points for the Giants. They lead 4-2. And here comes Nico McCulloch. Halfway down, Dempster with the long board. T Marsh, they go to the hot hand. Bit of a heat check moment there.
There was there, but you know, the shot clock was about halfway through, so an open look there is McCulloch in the corner. The Rainbows that one down.
Tied ball game all of a sudden, 4 apiece as the young fella Nick Davidson absorbs the contact. Another and one opportunity for the Giants.
Yeah, so you'll be pretty happy here. You see the drive here, just getting past and finishing. Barnsley not too happy with himself, as the Giants have definitely come to play so far in this game.
6 points to 3, the Giants lead. Coming up to the 2-minute mark in this one. Ahi, Coleman and McCulloch on court for the Nuggets as Ahi gets to work down low and more contact.
Yeah, and that sometimes doesn't always get called, that one there. Like the defender was there ready to go. Arms out a little bit, but Ahi a good job to force the decision. Referee Brad Clive sends him to the Sky Sport line to shoot one.
And Ahi rims out, so stays 6-3 in favour of the Giants. Bensman with it. Dishes it off to Nick Davidson, who passes to his high school coach and current Schick Cup teammate. Sam Dempster can't get it to go. And Nico McCulloch just bullies his way to the rack.
Yeah, just a quick look at the referee to say, I think I got fouled there as Dempster. I thought he was going to think about trying to throw that one down there.
Get up, old fella. McCulloch tries with the response. He'll have another crack, will he? Oh, behind the back. Step back 2. Front iron. Close out there from Dempster. It stays with the Giants.
Yeah, it's a long closeout because McCulloch's so good at that step back there. He almost gets the length of 2 as Dempster. That's what we said he needed to do. Hit some shots from behind the arc and the rest of his team will follow.
I believe that's his first 2 of the day as he rattled that one home. The Giants flipping the script on the Nuggets out to a 9-4 advantage, but that one goes astray as we take a look at the pass. Benchman.
He tried to hook Coleman there and I guess sell a foul, but all you did was end up going out of bounds. And it's the Nuggets ball up the top.
Here's Matt Bardsley. Brings McCulloch. He'll send it from 2. Rainbow looked online throughout, but next assignment marking up against Marsh, who sends it from the Schick logo. Oh, halfway down on that one.
Yeah, in and out, like the 2 teams you can see here, and it's what we love to see, playoff basketball. Just the level goes up a little bit higher, doesn't it? You look at that, Dempster, well, that's what he does anyway, like chasing the ball down, but there were another 2 or 3 guys going to do that as well, and then recognise he's got the inside angle.
Dempster has to get it up, time expiring on the shot clock, front iron, rebound Bardsley. Goes to their go-to man, Nico McCulloch, looks to put the shimmy on Riley Benjamin. Another 2 attempt from Nico, who has caught fire.
Well, he's saying, like, I'm one of the guys that you need to watch in the competition as we see an answer back from the Giants, and then Bardsley straight back after that. So thick and fast action here. 2 points the difference between these 2 teams, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get near the 10-minute mark in this game, does it?
Not at all. Good defense, but better offense. The Giants lead by 2, looking to make it 3 as Tyler Marsh takes a trip to the Sky Sports stripe.
Yeah, easy foul call there. Not Benjamin, sorry. Bardsley, his hand right across in front, and there is, I guess, clarification here. Was the ball actually going up towards... No, actually, no, it's the Giants who are asking that.
I think they're asking about the team fouls count potentially. There's a little bit of confusion reigning the half court here as Mal O'Connell goes over to the scorer's table.
I will be honest, I have not been paying attention to the fouls.
Or maybe it's just a bit of gamesmanship. You only get 1 team foul each. So get your breath, a bit of composure. I've seen a couple of players go down with the old, oh, my shoelace is untied. Yep. It's all those little moments you got to make count as T Marsh connects from the Sky Sports stripe, and the Giants restore their 3-point buffer. Spin move, Bardsley, but strong D Marsh.
Yeah, he knew the spin was coming, got up nice and vertical and just made that shot. Nowhere to go for Bardsley.
What a pass from Marsh. Gets it back from Davidson and connects from the Schick logo. Where's this Nelson Giants team been?
Well, it doesn't matter where they've been, it's where they are now. Playoff Giants are different, but the Nuggets say there's a reason we're one of the favourites to get our name engraved on the Schick Cup at the end of 4 days of action.
Oh, T Marsh cannot be stopped right now. Back-to-back twos. The Giants are 5 away, 5-point ball game. And the Nuggets need to get Nico McCulloch back into the game. Ahi, nice time though for Bardsley.
Yeah,
and
good.
Cuts the lead to 4.
Good teamwork there from the players there, just to know where the space was. Is Dempster, he's hit it too, and that's what we said he can do as well. Offensive rebound, puts that back in. Giants 4 away from a big upset here in the round of 16.
Bobbles around before Davidson, the teenager, gets his mitts on it. And it's back with the hot hand. Tyler Marsh round the back, razzle-dazzle, gets the shooter's roll.
How did that one go in? Like his arm got hit there, it looked like. Strong defense and just somehow got that to hit the bottom of the rim, it looked like, and roll up and over. And will we start seeing the pressure start to take its toll on the Nuggets here?
McCulloch still seated as Barnsley finishes at the rack. Tyler Marsh, what's the call here? Foul on the floor.
Yeah,
That's a tactical one, and here comes Nico.
Yeah, I think Nico should have been saying, like, we need to get like just some sort of whistle here. We're not really. We've got 3 fouls. 4 won't be the end of the world, but it's time for me to come back, guys. We're running out of opportunities in the game to get the win. As the Giants only 3 away from a big upset here.
Great hustle from Nick Davidson. Kicks it out to Bensman. Finds Dempster in the corner. Can't get that one to go, but great work by the young fella Davidson. Back to Dempster. Kicks it to Davidson. And that is nothing but nylon. 1 away, the Giants.
You can see the belief just growing in the players as Coleman hits a big 2 there, keeping the Nuggets somewhat in touch. But 1 point will do it for the Giants, and that's what's happened there.
Can you believe it? The 7th placed Nelson Giants have just stunned the Otago Nuggets. How good was that?
Yeah, that was fantastic. I think we'll leave it up to Kat Jones to decide who's her favourite Giant to talk to after that. She was celebrating every bucket as it got closer and closer to the magic 21-point mark, and the Nuggets, maybe Hugh Bainham was right, they're the favourites for the number 9 spot at the end of the tournament.
Or maybe they were just foxing. They were just keeping it all within themselves through pool play. 2 wins, 5 losses in pool play, and then have just exploded through to the quarterfinals. Kat Jones has Riley Benjamin standing by.
What a game. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, no, it's good. Good to get a big win like that under our belt after struggling the last couple of days. But no, it feels real good with the boys.
Hey, there was a patch there where Nico McCulloch was seated on the bench, and I guess the Nuggets ran out of options on offense, and you guys just kept plugging away. Sam Dempster came up big with a couple of rebounds and some hot shooting, especially from yourself and Nick Davidson. What do you need to do in the next couple of games if you get that far to carry on this winning touch?
Yeah, I think just the same thing like that, just competitive and just have fun. Let everything else go, get aside, go out there and play with the boys, fight for everyone back home as well, so that's good.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to real quick?
Shout out to Phil Jones, Night Riders for life, boy.
Thanks, Tyler. See ya.
Cheers, Kat. Cheers, Tyler. He certainly caught fire. Couldn't be stopped from beyond the arc. That's a huge result in the men's bracket. So the Giants go through and will face either the Mid-City Magic or Waikato University. That went completely against the form that we've seen on the first couple of days.
I know, you said like maybe they were just foxing. I think from the answers there, they would have rather have won some more games over the past 2 days, and you know, that's the difference here. All they had to do was make shots, and they did make some shots from behind the arc, which was key to them getting the belief and then coming through with an upset win there. Yeah, what a game, what an exciting game.
Well, the Jets earlier on today in the morning session, they stunned the Bulls to advance to the quarterfinals. We now have 5 of our quarterfinalists sorted, 3 still to come. So just to recap, the Phi are through, the Southland Sharks, the 2020 champions, are through. They'll face each other tomorrow for a spot in the semis. The Jets will take on the Saints, who just a moment ago over on Sky Sports Select got the job done against the Taranaki Airs, and now the Nelson Giants are through, stunning the Otago Nuggets. Can you care to even make a prediction as to what's going to happen next?
I don't think you should. Like, I'll always go out and say I think this is the team that's been playing better, but I mean, their matchup tomorrow, the Fire and the Sharks, that's going to be a big time one as well. And yeah, because the Fire is one of the teams that I think, you know, Ty Wynyard are in the competition and going to be there at the end. The Sharks, obviously the defending champs, have Dom Kelman Potter as the key figure back from last time. And yeah, like that's going to be a massive game there, and whoever loses that is going to be disappointed. But the winner, you're through to the, you know, 2 more games after that, you've got a chance to really make history here in 2022.
Well, there's 4 quarterfinalists sorted thus far in the women's side. If you flick over to Sky Sports Select, you might catch the back end of one of the Sweet 16 games between the Dream and the Storm. But I'll just run through the results while I've got them in front of me. So the Gold Rush, they were winners over the Phoenix. The Sparks went down to the Phi, so the Gold Rush and the Phi will meet in tomorrow's quarterfinals. And then the Southern Hoi-Ho getting the job done over the Harbour Breeze. And we saw just a little bit earlier here on Court 1, James Lissam and the Mainland Pouakai looking convincing as they beat the Waikato Wizards. So Pouakai, Hoi-Ho and Gold Rush Phi, 3 South Island teams and a North Island team in that top half bracket in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they'll be pretty happy with that. And the Gold Rush, they're one of the teams that people didn't know a whole lot about. They have a really good team makeup with Makadash just carving out space around the hoop, and then Nicole Gleason has probably been the standout shooter, given her size to be able to just release it in. You know, you can see the TAB, the Schick logo, and the GJ Gardner Holmes logo. She has had a couple of games where she's hit at least 2, but there's been one game we've done when she made a 2 from each of the 3 logos.
Exceptional shooting. There's plenty more to come here at ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill on your home of sport, Sky Sport. There's the Toko Manawa Queens that you can see getting ready, and they're just going to be moments away from taking on Tavake Pacifica for a spot in the quarterfinals. We'll take a short break here on Sky Sport. On the other side, it's the Toko Manawa Queens and Tavake Pacifica. Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill, where we're about 5 or 6 minutes away from the next one to go. It's the Toko Manawa Queens up against Tavake Pacifica. Let's just take a look back at the results that both of these sides have had to get to this juncture, starting with the Queens. And they finished 3rd in their pool. They've started relatively strongly. They've had a little bit of a lull and now come into a bit more form, but they're a strong team, and they're going to be hard to beat. Tavake Pacifica on the other side, they had a huge result yesterday against the Auckland Dream, and I believe they're now 3 games unbeaten.
Yes, yeah, 3 in a row. Like they won the first game against, their first one was against the Wizards, and they were so ecstatic with that, and then followed that up with the shock win against the Dream, who are, you know, had the size. We're just like, are they a team which we should be looking at for the championship? And then another win this morning against the Taranaki Thunder. So, as you said, 3 wins in a row, but it's a tough ask now as we see Tyler Hooper getting her mind frame right is the Toko Manawa Queens. They have the inside presence of Trousdale and then 3 great shooters. You can see 2 more of them there, Cowley and their import, who just arrived, I think, on a couple of days before the tournament, Lakota Betty as well. So a tough ask here for Tavake Pacifica. But hey, we've already had one pretty big upset just in this session. You had another one earlier in the day as well. And that's what's exciting about 3x3 basketball.
They definitely got the momentum, Tavake Pacifica, just looking at the Queens results. So they took the Northern Kahu, who are undefeated, all the way down to the wire, losing that one 18-17. Then a win over the Storm, the Southland Storm, losing to Mainland Pouakai. That was all on day 1. On day 2, the 22-12 win over Wellington, their rivals from the capital. Another 22-point effort. This is 22-10 over the Nelson Sparks. And then a 21-9 win over the Northland Phoenix. And then an overtime win this morning. So they've gone 4 on the bounce. That was against the Southern Hoiho. You wouldn't think fatigue... Well, I guess they have been going for 3 days. But in terms of today, this is just their second game of the day as opposed to playing 3 yesterday, 3 the day before. But that overtime factor might come into things a little.
A little bit, but yeah, I think you're right. Like, with this being the second game of the day for both of these teams, I think the height that the Queens have is probably to their advantage. And, you know, the thing that both teams will know is you get a win here and that's it for the day. Like, your day is done. So you can put 100% into this game here knowing that you get a rest after it. And if you lose, though, you do have a second game, well, at least one more game. You could potentially have 2 more games depending on how results go as well. So, yeah, you'll see a lot of effort here in these games, I think. And Tavake, can they keep it rolling? Can they go for 4 in a row and make us debate which has been the biggest upset of the bracket so far?
Well, just on Tavake, have commentated a couple of their games now. A lot of their offense runs through Riana Rangi. But got perimeter shooting threats, Ashley Graham and Ileana Tuatara as well. And then down low, Kula Bowdry can get to work. And just looking at the teams as they warm up, looks like Bowdry and Josie Trousdale, the taller of the players out on court, no doubt match up well. But it's going to be a lot of perimeter shooting based on the warm-ups anyway. They're sending it from deep.
Yeah, well, the Queens tend to have Trousdale inside. She will shoot a couple from behind the arc, but the other 3 players that they have, they are all snipers, and Cowley, especially off the bounce, can shoot. She has, well, they all have green lights, I think, but, you know, she's one of the best players. If you've got a player on you, she's able to just create space off the bounce and let it fly and make it as well.
Aria Cowley just 18, as is Tyler Hooper. So a couple of teenagers out there for Toko Manawa Queens. Success, of course, in inaugural Tauihi women's basketball this year. Yeah,
but I think Trousdale's the only one that actually played for them in that. So I know that 100% Tyler Hooper played for the Mainland Pouakai. And then Beatty was overseas, so she didn't play for anyone. And I'm pretty sure Cowley was on, is it the FIBA, I think was the roster that she was on.
Winning culture, though, as a team, no doubt, looking to keep that momentum going into 3x3 basketball. Plenty to come, wall-to-wall coverage on Sky Sport. If you're after some men's action over on Sky Sport Select, I can see just to our right the Mid-City Magic, one of the Dunedin teams, about to line up against Waikato Uni, but our focus is on this one. Tavake Pacifica, they've won 3 in a row. Toko Manawa Queens have won 4 in a row. The winning end of one of these teams.
Yeah, the streak's got to break it, doesn't it?
That's it.
And I think if Tavake, what I felt they changed was just their speed on offense. They, you know, the first couple of games, they really got mucked down by defenders and just had a couple of shot clock violations, and they sort of upped the tempo and said we've got to look for shots far more quickly and aggressively throughout the entire offensive set, and that's done well for them, as winning 3 in a row. But it's a tough ask here against a pretty well balanced Queens team.
Tavake Pacifica have won the coin toss. They'll start with it from the Schick logo. Boundary, Tulaiti and Rangi on court for them, and there's Riana Rangi. Nice shot off the glass, opens Tavake Pacifica's account.
Yeah, good floater there, and you got to do something a little bit shorter. As Cowley says, I can shoot off the bounce, but how about off the catch as well? Drills that too.
What a rapid start to this one. Buckets falling left, right and centre. Strong offensive rebound from Boundary. And Rangi gets around Hooper, but blocked there by Trousdale.
And I was going to say, the first shot she made, the sort of floater, was a good one to do against the shot blocking prowess of Trousdale. That time tried to go the whole way to the rim, and unsurprising to me, that was sent out of bounds by Trousdale.
Need to get a shot up. Pacifica 2 on the shot clock. Graham lets it fly. Just a little long. And back with the Queens and Aria Cowley.
She just, look, it doesn't matter, does it? Physical defense. She doesn't look like she's ever in danger of losing the ball. Turns around there and makes the bucket, putting the Queens up 3-1.
And a turnover from Pacifica. Queens will have it from the Schick logo. As Cowley takes a seat, back comes Hooper with Beattie and Trousdale. And flicks it out immediately to Tyler Hooper. Halfway down, but Graham with the long rebound. Back with Tavake Pacifica. Here's Ileana Tuaiti. And good D on that occasion from Trousdale. Back with Toko Manawa Queens.
I mean, if you're going in against Trousdale inside, it's very hard to get that shot around her. I'm pretty sure her arms are longer than mine. And, you know, that's a huge advantage in basketball. You don't have to have the greatest foot speed if you can move your hands and arms quickly to challenge shots, and she does that excellently, hence being a tall firm player.
Tyler Hooper puts on the Jets straight to the hoop and adds one. The Queens up 4 points to 1 in this one after 1 minute and 30. As Boundary gets the roll, and it's just a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, strong take there, and she's one who can finish above Trousdale's arms, as she has about the same amount of height as Beattie. Shows why she was brought in to make some shots.
5-2. Strong offensive start from Toko Manawa Queens. Oh, little dummy from Eliana Tuaiti. Can't get it to go. Boundary hits the deck. It's going to be a tied ball. And it will go with the defensive side, which is the Toko Manawa Queens.
Yeah, I was going to say, it goes with the defensive side, which is which side? Like, I have no idea there. You are correct, it is the Queens. Those are the toughest ones there, where you have to decide which team last had full legitimate possession before being tied up.
And that's off the foot of Aria Cowley on that occasion. Back with Tavake Pacifica. But down by 3 and have 2 of their players out to the right. So something drawn up off the restart. And spin move from Rihanna Rangi out of travel. I think that's the first travel I've seen today.
No, there's not many, and I think it was dragging of the pivot for there. So we have a look here at the drive. Yeah, well, it's just out of frame, but you can see how much he slid, and that's what was the travel. So the actual pivot idea was fine, but the pivot foot was not stuck on the ground.
What do you make of the shooting from the elbow? I mean, it's only worth 1 as Trousdale blocks that one.
Well, if you're going to get blocked at the rim, what's the point? I mean, in regular 5-on-5 basketball, you know, layups and 3-point shots are what people primarily go for, but given the physical nature of 3x3, it's so much harder to score inside at the rim than you'd normally expect, because there's just more contact allowed. So I agree with you that the mid-range jumper and the floater game is something which is key to be successful in 3x3 basketball, but another key is to make shots from behind the arc.
Making shots certainly important, goes without saying, is Tyler Hooper lets it fly from beyond the arc, and Queens out to a 5-point lead. 3 minutes gone, and Josie Trousdale is having a block party, James.
Yeah, and she loves it, doesn't she? She's always been a great defender. You see her here just lining it up perfectly as Baudry goes up, says, right, one hand, and maybe a second one just knocking it over as well. And here's a delay of game warning against Beattie. Well, I believe it is. There was the talking, but there wasn't the signal to say that that is the first delay of game warning.
And a complete miscommunication on that one for Tavake Pacifica, unaware that the shot clock just had a few seconds left on it. So back with the Queens, who lead by 5, looking to advance to the quarterfinals as Lakota Beattie lets that one fly and splash.
Yeah, Trousdale just set it up perfectly. The handoff there, the 1 half-step roll, and just created that space, a sort of semi-screen for Beattie, and she is a fantastic 2-point shooter in the 3x3 Schick Cup.
Back with Cowley now. The Queens lead 9 points to 2, approaching the 4-minute mark. And some contact down low. And the shot clock will go back to 12 for the Queens as Cowley takes a seat. In comes Tyler Hooper. Riana Rangi will earn a well-earned breather as well as Kula Boundary comes back in. Here's Josie Trousdale. Everyone getting in each other's road there as Hooper lets fly.
I think it was, we were running a dribble handoff, but wasn't clear, was it Hooper or was it Beattie that, as both of them crossed past her. And great step through there, but not able to finish. And Trousdale just busts her way through 2 defenders to clear the ball.
There goes Hooper, and quick hands there from Graham. Last touch by Tavake Pacifica, but just 4 seconds on the shot clock. Just over 4 minutes gone in this one. Queens looking to get to double digits. Hooper, Cowley and Beattie on the floor. Got to get it up. Tyler Hooper beats the clock, doesn't get the roll, follows her own miss and gets the roll on the second attempt.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Beattie saying, like, we've got to run a shot quickly, and they didn't. I thought they were getting into a set. It didn't look like that happened, but worked out fine for the Queens. Up 10-2 now. Nice swing pass from Hooper. Well, a little bit off. Cowley did well to catch it, and from deep range at the Schick logo, not quite in for Beattie.
Tavake Pacifica again on the clear out with an early turnover, just handing possession back to Toko Manawa Queens. That one rattles out. And what hustle from Cowley, but back with Pacifica. Riana Rangi can't get that one online.
It was a good shot attempt there. Like, clock was running down, about 3 on the shot clock remaining. And Tavake Pacifica will take a timeout here to try and catch things up, down 10-2 here, about halfway through the game.
I think they've got to be talking about, James, the clear-outs. The rebounding's been fine, but 2 or 3 occasions now, the first pass has either gone out of bounds or to a player unaware or in a bad position. Yeah,
and that's what they'd really sort of fixed up. Their offensive sets were going so much quicker their last 3 games, but the Queen, I think it's Trousdale, was just like, we think we've got a layup, and then she's just sending it out of there, and you know, the other 3 players just run around getting their hands on things. Cowley probably especially, just you think she's gone, and then all of a sudden she's running in from behind or just tapping the ball away. So yeah, they've got to deal with this pressure and make better decisions, better placing on the floor, I think.
Here's Trousdale down low. Good pressure there from Rangi. Kicks it out to Aria Cowley. Long rebound boundary. Tavake Pacifica need a bucket. Where's it going to come from? Oh, what an interception from Aria Cowley at the mismatch boundary, but great intervention from the teenager.
Yeah, the pass just a little bit low and flat, and she was able to jump backwards and up as Boundary just dares Hooper to shoot it, and she says, you want me to shoot this one from right here? You know it's worth 2 points, right? And she drills that one. 12-2 the score now.
Queens open up a 10-point lead, and Boundary doesn't know where she is as Tyler Hooper nails that one. I think Boundary went down in the last passage of play. Might have a wee leg injury, but let's take a look at the replay of that one. Tyler Hooper's found her range.
Yeah, you're right. Boundary has walked out, and that's a killer blow for Tavake, as they're down their biggest player. We have a tie ball here, Trousdale and Toiti.
I think this will go with Toko Manawa Queens. Confusion
yeah,
reigns,
confusion.
But Pacifica took the shot. They're bringing it down. Oh, who knows? It really is.
Well, the players don't know, and now the referees are talking, so I think we're okay to say we're not sure as well, but here it is. It is going to be the Queens ball up the top with the 12-point lead, 14-2.
4 minutes and change remaining in this one, but this might not go the distance the way the Toko Manawa Queens are shooting. Beattie gets the rebound from the Cowley miss and puts it up, and splash once more. The perimeter shooting of the Queens has been next level.
Yeah, it started off with Hooper, didn't it? And Beattie there, that was one of the toughest shots she's had to take. Didn't look particularly tough though, as she made it hit nothing but the bottom of the net on that shot.
Long one attempt from Tuatara, and last touch by her as she followed in her miss. Good news for Tavake Pacifica. Boundary is going to soldier on, comes back into the game. Rangi takes a seat, as does Aria Cowley. The Queens, 16 points to 2, sending a message to the rest of the competition.
Yeah, and Trousdale, like, just too big and too strong. turnaround jump shot is Toiti. Nice feet there from Graham. Hits the mid-range jump shot that you were talking about.
Here's Trousdale with it now. The Queens are just 4 away from moving through to the quarterfinals, but a good closeout that time. I believe it was Tuatara. Aware of the perimeter threat. That one short. But was it some heads-up play to keep it with Queens? No, out of bounds. Yeah. Last touch by Toko Manawa.
Yeah, Beattie's foot was on the line before knocking it out. There was only 1 second on the shot clock if that had gone to plan.
Stays with Tavake Pacifica, but just 5 seconds on the shot clock. You get 12, of course, as opposed to 24 and 5-on-5, but Tuatara, well, they need plenty more of that if they're going to mount one of the more remarkable comebacks in this one. 17 points to 5, 2:40 to go. Good close out there from Rangi. Beattie's going to let it fly. And wowee, she is lights out from beyond the arc.
She is, and Boundary's like, I feel like everyone's just draining twos on my face. Like, she was pretty close there. No impact on the sharpshooter Beattie. And it's not like you can just focus on one of these players. All 3 of them very good 2-point shooters as Cowley cuts back to a great feed from Hooper. And then Boundary, that was on line just a little bit short, 20-5, so only 1 point needed here for the Queens. They go for 2, it doesn't even matter here, as points don't mean as much as just wins and losses here. Win, go up, lose, and you're down in the bottom half of the bracket from here on out.
Boundary needs to get it up, passes to Rangi. Can she beat the shot clock? She gets it off in time, but can't get the finish. Here it is with Lakota Beattie as the Toko Manawa Queens looking for the exclamation point on this one, as the foul is on the floor from Liana Rangi. I feel like the 2-point shooting is like allergic or contagious here on court 1. We've seen the Nelson Giants, the Mainland Pouakai. As Trousdale gets to work, shoots in the air, and that'll do it, folks. 21 points to 5. The Toko Manawa Queens are through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, what a fantastic finish there. Like, they've been hitting all the 2s, and then a great sort of flare screen, back screen from Trousdale, She dives hard to the basket. You see here, perfect lob pass, catches the alley-oop, and finishes that one nice and easily. 21-5, the Toko Manawa Queens through into the top 8.
And the Toko Manawa Queens just showing their full range as well. Trousdale such a threat down low. They've got the perimeter shooting, but I really like the distribution too of Tyler Hooper. We are going to hear from one of the Toko Manawa Queens players. It's Casey Frank, who's got Lakota Beattie.
Well, a pretty dominant performance by the Queens in that one. It must feel good for the first game in pool play to be one that you control from start to finish.
Yeah, for sure. Just like I said earlier, we just want to dictate, play the way we play, not let them set our pace, and that's what we did.
You've been doing an excellent job about that. How's it been? You've got a group with some young players and with some experience. What's that been like for you?
On the experience side, us older players, we have experience. Just like I said, the younger players bring some energy in every time they go, and it's a pretty good balance.
And I'm sure that energy is coming in spades right now because you need it coming into day 3. How's the body feeling? How you feeling moving forward?
Pretty sore, but at this point we knew what to expect. We knew there were going to be some bumps and bruises. Everyone's feeling the same way. So our main thing is just out-tough everyone.
I like it. Out-toughness is going to get you that title. Appreciate the time. Good luck on the next one.
Thank you.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Lakota. So just looking at the bracket in front of us, the Toko Manawa Queens go through, and they will meet the Auckland Dream for a spot in the semi-finals. 6 quarterfinalists on the women's side have been settled. Still 2 more to come. The Thunder taking on Wellington, the Taranaki Thunder, and the Northern Kahu. They have the West Coast Rapids, but our attention turns back to the men's side. We'll take a short break, but on the other side, on Sky Sport, it's the Auckland Tuatara taking on Northland United. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of the Schick 3x3 Cup. Sweet 16 action, qualifiers for the quarterfinals, win and go through to the top 8, lose down to the bottom 8. And next up, James Listerman, we got the Auckland Tuatara up against Northland United. The Tuatara in action a little bit earlier this morning, got the job done over a really impressive West Coast Rapids side, and I like the mix they've got in their four.
Yeah, and they have some tremendous outside shooting. Chris McIntosh, I think he won, was it the Manila Masters 3x3 shootout competition for him, but then just Beatty, he has been just a pest on defense with his long arms, and then he has launched a bunch of bombs from behind the arcs as well, and then some athletic finishing ability inside. So yeah, a bit of a team which has taken a few by surprise, I think, just for how well they fit together.
The Northland United side on the other way have won their last two. They had a win earlier this afternoon against the Nelson Giants, 20 points to 17, and a win last night as well over the Manawa Jets. So they're bringing a bit of winning momentum in as well, as we see on screen. Zach Easthope, who I think Hugh Bainan coined the nickname Zach Beasthope.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But then I talked to, to Kahu Cooper, I think, last night, and I said, who's the sensible one in your group? Says, we need to go to sleep now, guys, and prepare for tomorrow. And he said it was Easthope. So he's kind of the dad of the team here. And as a school teacher as well, so you know that he's not going to have too much. We're going to be out, guys, until 6 a.m. in the morning, and we'll just rock up and be ready to go. And he's played 3x3 for the 3x3 Tall Blacks earlier this year as well, and has been over to Japan and I think China as well, played in a number of countries in the 3x3 FIBA events. So yeah, look for him, for the team to do well. It's him keeping them all focused, and then Hayes Walker, guys like that, shooting well. But yeah, the Tuatara, they've impressed me so far.
Well, Zach Easthope is currently the #1 ranked men's player in the country in 3x3s. Accumulated a lot of points, as James mentioned, on all these competitions overseas. So look for him down low. And I'm just wondering on the Tuatara side, James, who has the responsibility of matching up against Easthope? Because from a size standpoint, he's the biggest body out on the floor.
Yeah, there is no obvious one, is it? They're just going to have to switch onto him, and potentially, you don't really want to double team very much because it just leaves people wide open for 2-point buckets, but that may be something to do every so often, just to try and put some doubt in his mind, hope that he passes it out, and other times you just fake the double and then leave, and that just may make things just a little bit harder for United. But yeah, you're right, he's the biggest guy by far, and as he goes up for a nice reverse dunk just off camera for us. Yeah, I don't have the answer for who it should be, so we'll find out soon.
Yeah, let's find out. The Tuatara finished 4th in their pool, Northland United 5th, so these two teams should be evenly matched. We'll have the perimeter shooting and the speed of the Tuatara against the physicality of the likes of Zach Easthope, Devin Mills, Kahu Cooper. And then Hayes Walker, we should mention too. This is a young player on the rise, another lefty. We've seen a few lefties in the Schick 3x3 Cup, and he's got some handle.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed that he was a lefty, but yeah, you're right. He is quick and has a variety of finishes around the rim, and then can shoot pretty well as well. So yeah, I'm going to pick Tuatara if you're forcing me to pick someone, but I've spent a bit of time with Easthope, so I'll be hoping that Northland performs well in this game, and I won't be surprised if they do come out with the win.
Well, sloppy start out the gates from Northland, and Tuatara have possession early through Chris McIntosh. Nice crossover move there from Chris. Out to Judd, kicks it to Fitzgerald, and nothing but nylon early doors. What a start from the Tuatara.
Yeah, forcing that turnover, just making life hard. They get the check and then get a 2-point bucket after that as well. And here we go.
Poor old Liam Judd. He did the hard work with the tip on the Hayes Walker 2-point attempt, but in the ball, it's caught between his legs and goes out of bounds back with Northland.
And he may, he is. I was going to say he may be the primary matchup on East Hope. His tremendous hops, not quite the massive East Hope, but it does look like he's the matchup they want to look to. As we get a 2-point bucket again from the Tuatara, this time over on the side by the TAB logo.
And that bucket won't count. Northland didn't get back past the 2-point line to clear out before beginning their offense. So the Tuatara going up in 2s.
And the Northland United make a bucket, but it doesn't count.
Well, the Tuatara, the Ruatara. Tahi Roa. As Chris McIntosh gets stripped there from Tukaha Cooper. And back with Northland, Hayes Walker. Talked about his speed, but great work, Tom Beattie. There's Zach Easthope. And Northland finally on the board, just over a minute gone.
The East Hope under the basket so hard, that kind of shuffle as we see another 2 drop in. So you're exactly right, the Auckland Ruatara makes perfect sense this game.
I'm going to trademark that one. Strong drive from Zach Easthope, contact on the shot, and shooting one at the Sky Sports stripe is the #1 ranked 3x3 men's player in the country. He's going to have to do some heavy lifting by the looks against this sharp shooting Tuatara side.
Yeah, if they keep, you've seen one upset already from a team just catching fire from behind it. Well, maybe 2 actually if you count the Giants as well. And this won't really be an upset if the Tuatara do hang on and win. But yeah, a key thing if you want to win 3x3 games, just make all your 2-point shots and you've got a very good shot at doing that.
Hey, that's the quickest way there, right? 11 2s and you're done. As McIntosh blows by, adds another to the Tuatara's total. Their first from inside the arc, and it's a 7-2 ball game as Hayes Walker lets it fly as the bank open. It stays closed. Oh, but great defensive work there. Walker, McIntosh tries behind the back, pinballs around, kicks it out to Beattie. Can't get it done from the left corner. And now some contact from Fitzgerald. He can't believe the call.
Well, I can believe it. I saw him holding Devon Mills, trying to hold him down here. As you see, just that mucky play. Just everyone losing the ball. It ended up being a Beattie shot. Didn't quite go in. Tukaha Cooper, strong to the bucket, but not able to finish there.
And that is not going to count. The foul was on the floor. Fair bit of singlet pulling earlier. If you just want some merchandise, just pay for it online.
I know, exactly, but that one there, Beattie had got past the defender. Cooper was like, I'm burned, I need to grab you just to give up the foul. And luckily, I guess for him, referee did see it. Here's the drive here, just the reach out and grab. And I know the Tuatara would rather just continue play there, take the bucket.
Not a great pass from Walker to Easthope. Good interception from McIntosh. Good to see the Tuatara too employing the air ball rule. Fitzgerald air balls and immediately takes a seat.
Yeah, it did come up earlier. That one just about went in for Judd there from behind the arc.
Tuatara up 7-2. Spin move, Zach Easthope doing it all himself for Northland United. 4-point ball game. Tom Beattie leads it fly. Strong rebound, Liam Judd. And he'll have a go himself from beyond the arc. Long rebound, Walker. Kicks it immediately into Easthope. Great work from the little fella McIntosh, but not enough.
Yeah, Easthope is so good at that. Like, you may make his first shot miss, but you leave him by the ring, he's going to get 2 or 3 attempts. And that's what he did just there, making the third one there, putting his team on 4 points. We have a timeout on the... No, we don't. We just have a substitution on the floor. 8-4 the score to Auckland.
Here's Hayes Walker going to his left. Contact there from Fitzgerald, no call. He'll dribble it out. He likes that shot from the corner, can't get that one to go. McIntosh with the rebound and another tactical foul. We get a fan dunk from Tom Beattie.
Yeah, it's the 2 drives where he's just been able to turn the corner and get straight to the rim. Have a look at this here, the quick little fake and drive, and Easthope says, yeah, you're not getting that, mate.
And
this one he will, though.
Oh, young fella, 17 years of age, out of Rosmini College, has a meeting with the rim, and the Tuatara are up and about here early. 9 points to 5 they lead.
Yeah, and great finish just before by Tukaha Cooper, and then McIntosh says, well, that was a nice finish, but 2 points is what we've been building our reputation on. Up to 11-5 now the score.
Tuatara in double digits inside 4 minutes. Some contact there on the attempt. Here comes the dunk once more. This one is the one that counted. Tom Beattie, young fella.
I mean, he burned him so badly. He had time to look down at the ball, get his steps count right, and then go up and flush that one down.
Here's Kahu Cooper at the Sky Sports stripe, shooting one, gets the roll. Fitzgerald kicks it out to McIntosh. Nothing but net. Just splash, 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 the Tuatara go.
You have to get pretty close to him. He's not the tallest, so you can influence his shot just by getting a hand up as long as you're close enough, but any space like that, he will let that one fly.
Well, the Jets, the Manawa 2 Jets earlier today, they finished the game with 4 minutes 30 remaining on the clock. I thought that was going to be hard to be beaten, but the way the Tuatara are going, goodness gracious me, they could get there quickly. As Kahu Cooper finishes at the rim. 6-point ball game. Things can change pretty quickly, though. It's Fitzgerald. Strong D there. Great play from Liam Judd.
Oh, that was just about a tip dunk follow there. That just shows the athleticism that Judd has right up above the rim and just about flushed that one down. Not to be, though, unfortunately for me and for the Tuatara fans.
But they still have possession with 9 on the shot clock. Judd, pick and roll action. Will he get up? No, decides against. But what a move there from the Tuatara, who are bossing this one.
Yeah, that was almost the Zach Easthope, the catch inside, the nice little strong finish. That's exactly what Judd did before to him.
Deja vu there. Identical plays from both teams. Beattie can't get that one to drop. It's back with United. And Devin Mills with the attempt there. Hits the front iron. Back with McIntosh, who will take it up here. Asks for the screen. And then from mid-range with the teardrop. Can't connect on that occasion. Easthope for 2. Short. And the offense has just cooled off ever so slightly after that hot start.
Yeah, Northland not going away, are they? 8-14, so 6 points the margin. They do have to be aware of the fouls here. And I think a timeout is coming. There is a stoppage.
So 4:34 remaining in this one. Tuatara 14, Northland United 8. The Northland, what is the key to success? I mean, they've got to be saying, look, guys, the Tuatara can't keep shooting this well. We've just got to hang in there, get our own twos going. Don't fall in love with the 2-point shot, though, and use Zach Easthope to more better effect.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't say that they can't keep shooting this way. I'd say we can't let them keep shooting this way. We've got to get out there, make sure we know where McIntosh is number 1, Beattie probably number 2, and then the other 2 players. To a lesser degree, you can't leave them open, and I was just about to say I'm probably going to be made a liar of right here.
Better closeout, though, from Northland United, who need a bucket. Hayes Walker with McIntosh in his face. Puts the move on. No basket.
So that's 2 baskets that United have had that have been waved off. The first one, they failed to clear it. That one, just a split second late there, as the shot clock buzzer went off, just as it was still in his hands.
McIntosh with it from the top. Patient approach, finds Fitzgerald. Patient again, personified from the Tuatara, and now the steal from Ruben Fitzgerald. The Tuatara up by 7. Can McIntosh make it 9? No, he can't, but Fitzgerald stays with it and gets the finish at the rack.
Yeah, just taking over a bit here, scoring inside, getting that steal, that sneaky one as the ball was about to be cleared by Mills. Mills tries to go up, can't make that one, and the number of steals there. Look at that, Beattie to the rim with 2 hands. He flushes it down.
9-point ball game all of a sudden. The Tuatara, well, they're known for being a bit slow as creatures, but not here today as we take a look at the replay. Once again, Tom Beattie just blowing past defenders.
And I think he's surprised people, like the floppy hair, he's only 17 years old. It's not what a baller looks like, but he gets out there on the floor and he is just going past people and going strong to the rim. And going strong to the rim. Another teammate doing just that.
Ruben Fitzgerald puts the Tuatara to within 3. They lead by 10 in this one. Cooper from beyond the arc, much needed bucket for United. They finally hit double digits.
that timeout for Northland, it seems like the Tuatara have got the better of it as they've just put it up another level here after the mini break. As Beatty, the step-back says up one level. How about another one above that as well?
Game ball effectively for the Tuatara. One away, 20-9. It must have been a long one. Here's Fitzgerald. 20-10. Liam Judd gets up, finds the young fella Beatty in the left corner. Can't get it to go, but Fitzgerald does, and that'll do it, folks. The Auckland Tuatara are through to the top 8. That was a clinic. 21 points to 10 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds unused.
Yeah, it was so far. I mean, there was that patch where Northland was holding them pretty close, and then just the Tuatara went up a whole nother level there to finish off the game. As you can see, well, we can see in just off the screen there, McIntosh
with the assist.
It is, yeah. He's helping Tom Beatty get over to the interview stage because I guess he hasn't had one yet.
I don't think so. Let's hear from the young fella now with Casey Frank.
I'm here with Tom Beatty, and a good win there. You guys doubled up with the United. How's it feel to get into the crossovers and get a nice win like that to prepare for the next one?
Yeah, no, it's been great. We had a lot of tough losses, but we just got to build with our coach, Chris McIntosh, letting us know what to do.
Those tough losses, how do you feel that's prepared you for this crossover round? Sometimes I think when things are going well, you get a little complacent. What about you?
Yeah, for sure. 3-on-3 is a game like that. Like, anything can happen. So we know we're the 4th seed, but anyone can win.
And what do you think has led to this turnaround in play where you guys were struggling a little bit on day one, but now you guys have seemed to have found your form?
Yeah, I feel like it's just our chemistry. Gelling as a team, we're going out dinner together, just getting that chemistry.
And then moving forward, outside of taking care of the body and trying to get some legs back, what do you think is going to be the key for the Tuatara to continue to play well?
Just keep bringing energy. Everyone's good here, everyone can play, so just got to bring energy.
Sounds like a plan. You got plenty of that energy, brother.
Thank you.
Cheers, bro. Good luck.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Tom Beatty. That's a young guy with a big future. No, I'm not talking about Casey Frank, but Tom Beatty. Averaged 27 points a game, I see here for Rosmini just last week at Secondary School Nationals, and he's brought that hot form through to the 3x3 game. The Tuatara are through to the top 8, and they will face either the Canterbury Rams or the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, does it? And you can tell here from the answers, he didn't really want to add any bulletin board, well, I guess Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, any material like that. He just wanted to keep things pretty simple, saying, everyone's good here. And he is right. Like, the 16 teams at the start, there were no easy beats, and now they're in the top 8. It's harder from here, isn't it?
Well, he's got a veteran's head on those young shoulders, Tom Beatty. Plenty more to come from him in the Schick 3x3 Cup. That quarterfinal, of course, will be tomorrow. But up next on Court 1, we turn our attention back to the women's competition. Qualifying final for the top 8. It's the Northern Kahu, who are yet to drop a game. Perfect 7-0, and they're taking on the West Coast Rapids. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of the Schick 3x3 Cup from ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. We're just moments away from the final of the qualifying quarterfinals, It's the unbeaten Northern Kahu, who have been a dominant force thus far in the Schick 3x3 Cup. A perfect 7 from 7, taking on a young West Coast Rapids side who are building and getting better with every game. But James, the Northern Kahu, they are my pick to win the whole thing, and they're going to take some stopping.
Yeah, I am not going to pick against you. I know I was just looking, making sure there was no one I was forgetting. I know every one of the West Coast Rapids players, as they all play in the Canterbury basketball competitions, and this is a very, very tough ask. I think you're right. The Northern Kahu, unbeaten, and they're deserving of that record. They are a well-oiled machine. Great size, great effort, great shooting. I think they have all the components for a great team here in the Schick 3x3 Cup.
Well, let's look at how the Kahu have progressed through to this one. You see the teams in front of you. Kason Bookman, Shavana Palvast, Azur Anderson, Yumi Nagishi for the Rapids. Kavana Lene, Kate Herman, Millie Knight, and Ashlyn Reen for the Kahu. 1-point winners over the Toko Manawa Queens. Then they beat the Sparks by 8. Big win over the Northland Phoenix to wrap up day 1. Then on day 2, they beat Wellington by 4. Had a big win over the Southern Hoi Ho, who are also through to the quarterfinals. And a 21-8 win over the Southland Storm. And then today, the big one, which was 1v2, and a 21-13 win over the Mainland Pouakai, who are also through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I mean, we've picked that game as one that was going to be a key matchup there, and it was for a while, and then the Kahu just proved too good and too strong, and the game got away from the Pouakai. You can't say that's going to happen if they meet each other again, but yeah, definitely great for the Kahu to prove that they're deserving of the #1 seed here in the playoffs.
Should mention too, though, this West Coast Rapids side, while they finished at the bottom of their pool, they took the Gold Rush, who finished top, to 21 points to 19. So there's no easy games in this competition.
No, there isn't, and they can all shoot. Young Kavana Lenny, her family's down here watching and unsure when they were going to be going back. She is a great athlete and gets quite a few blocks, which are a highlight worthy. As they're not just stuff one shooting into her arms. There's ones where they've gone past and she's just launching herself to swat them out of bounds. Then they have the shooting ability of Kate Herman. Millie Knight can shoot a bit, and she's hard to guard inside. And then Ashlyn Reen is, I guess, like the energizer bunny here in this team, getting loose balls, and she can finish around the rim and shoot a bit as well.
Took the Waikato Wizards to overtime with a loss. Their win coming back over Tavake on day 1, 20 points to 16. But I guess for the Kahu, and I hate mentioning the C word, complacency, but it is something they need to be aware of. Yes, they can look at the records of themselves, look at the records of West Coast and just say, oh, look, it's Friday night, we'll just go out there, do our thing, and it should be job done. But I'm sure that will be reminded. You got some experienced players, the likes of Shavana Palvas. They'll be saying, look, we need to be on here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, not only her, but Kason Bookman as well. She's played a number of 3x3 games, and you know, you can't take for granted what's happened in the past. It's a good indicator of what's going to happen in the future, but it's not a perfect indicator. So you have to go out and take care of your business. So we're about to tip off here, the final round of 16 game over on court number 2. It is the Rams versus the Hawks. So if you want to see who's going to sneak into the top 8, and that's a pretty tough matchup there. You finish first in your pool, and your orders, you get the Hawks Bay Hawks, not
Ethan Raspatch, Jared Kenny and co. Yeah, that's tough going for the Canterbury Rams, but to get through, you got to beat anyone.
You do.
And everyone. Well, we're focused on women's action. If you want to catch the Rams Hawks, that's over on Sky Sports Select. But we're good to go here, ladies and gentlemen. West Coast Rapids have won the toss. They'll start with it, and Kate Herman has it from the top. And Kason Bookman all over her as Herman tries to up and under. Good rebound down low from Ashlyn Reen, but can't get the shot away.
Yeah, Azur Anderson there, just a little bit too big and too strong, able to force her into a miss. But you can see there the effort of Reen just getting extra possessions. It's 2 hard drives to the bucket and no points to show for it so far.
Well, that's the thing about young legs as well. This is the 8th game for this young side, and I don't think fatigue will be an issue whatsoever. And I don't like to call players that are younger than me old, but the Kahu are the more experienced team here at the Schick 3x3 Cup. Fatigue could be an issue, you never know.
I would say not. I think, like, I know the amount of stuff that Kason Bookman does, Shavana Pulvas playing basketball over in Australia, Yumi Nagishi, like, I don't think fitness is going to be an issue for them. You're right, though, it's not going to be an issue for the West Coast Rapids team as well. All very young players. Millie Knight, the oldest, who I think might be 21 or 22 years old.
Yeah, Ashlyn Reen's just 16. I know Kavana Leonard, don't have her age in front of me, but still at high school. Kate Herman, 18, and yeah, Millie Knight, the elder statesman, if you will, at 22. The Kahu are underway from the Sky Sports stripe, and that one's last touch from the Rapids, so it'll be with the Kahu from the Schick logo.
Yeah, I thought Nagishi was saying that was off me, but no, I think not, actually. It was great defensive play there. There's Bookman, the big arena up against her.
There's Kiki Leonard going for that swat, but Nagishi evades, and the Kahu up 2-0 early.
You can see her just after the basket, just following Lenny out to the 2-point line there and just knocking the ball out of bounds. As Herman fakes the handoff and left wide open, can't make the shot.
She needed to keep the handle there. She would have had a straight lane to the cup.
Yeah, I think a bit surprising just where she ended up being is Pulvas' strong drive finishes around the rim there. The Kahu up 3-0 here early in the game.
West Coast Rapids need a bucket. Will it come from Ashlyn Reen? Nice move, but can't get the finish. Back with Nagishi and the Kahu. And a foul by Reen on Pulvas. There's a 14-year age group here. This game, 3-3s for young and old.
Yeah, if you're good enough, you can keep playing, but you've got to keep working on your body and your fitness levels because it is not easy to keep going at 100% the whole way through. There's Anderson, a good strong rebound there. She is defended. And I think there was a clean block by Lenny, but a foul before that by Kate Herman underneath.
So trip to the Sky Sport stripe for Azure Anderson out of Hamilton and from the Northern Kahu. And it's been a big point of their offense.
Herman, a really deep shot there just off the backboard, but the shot clock I think might have reset. Reen picks it up and gets the rebound, and here it is, Herman against Azure Anderson, and she just makes that one go in.
Well, the Rapids are on the board, 4 points to 1, a little over 2 minutes gone in this one, and there is the block from Kavana Lene. You called it, James Lisserman, and we've got one early.
Yeah, and she's so good at it. Like, she jumps pretty early in the piece for when the offensive player goes into their shot, but really good at just timing her hands and getting them to the right spots. And that will not count. It is a shot clock violation. It's a good defensive stand there for the West Coast Rapids. 4-1 the score now.
And with possession from the top as Lene takes a seat, as does Pulvas. Herman with it from the Schick logo, looking for a cutter. There comes Millie Knight, and she'll let it fly from deep. Can get going from beyond the arc, but not on this one. Nagishi tidies up for the Kahu.
Good recognition by Herman there. Saw the back cut was coming, got her hands on it. Didn't matter though because Bookman was behind her as well. Picks up the loose ball and scores that one.
Knight with it now, mid-range, halfway down. Rebound Nagishi. Kahu lead 5-1, 3 minutes gone in this one. Looking for our 8th and final quarter-finalists. The Schick 3x3 Cup, and Shavana Pulvas, it's Azure Anderson, absorbs the contact and one opportunity.
Yeah, look at there, you see Herman just backing into her as she was shooting, knocked her to the ground, and now she's at the Sky Sport line. But it felt like the tempo's picked up over the last minute or so from both teams, hasn't it?
Certainly has. Anderson can't add one. Back with Herman. She can let it fly from 2 and connects on that one. 3-point ball game, much needed bucket and a turnover off the change in possession. It'll go back with West Coast.
Yeah, so a chance to swing momentum their way a bit more definitively is an inside pass there, but it looks easy. It's not very easy to get them over the top while that player's holding off the defender as well. We've seen a number of, I guess, just passes intercepted or knocked away like that one was there.
Herman Down low to Ashlyn Reen, fashions a pass as she falls out of bounds, but intercepted by Anderson. And a pinboard around there. I don't think anyone really had a good handle on it, and it's going to go back with the West Coast Rapids.
Yeah, well, they'll definitely come to play and playing as hard as they possibly can, battling for those loose balls and those extra positions. And you know the Kahu, they're going to make life difficult all the time.
Kavana Lene puts Nagishi in a spin cycle. The Rapids are hanging tight, down just 2. Can they get a stop?
As Lene, a hard challenge there. And that one is Pulvas this time inside, taking the brunt of that contact, and she's off to the line to shoot one now. But yeah, you said like this West Coast Rapids, you can look at the win-loss record and say, oh, this shouldn't be close. But then, as you said, you look into some of the results game by game, and you can say, actually, no, we cannot take them for granted. And that's how they're playing so far. 6-4 in a very physical matchup between these two teams.
4 minutes gone in this one as Pavas takes it to the rack. It's now a 3-point buffer for the Kahu. Fast hands from Nagishi, bobbles about, back with Millie Knight. Can she get it to go? But 3 in the key, costly.
Yeah, well, she did get it to go, but she got it to go about 3.2 seconds.
They've been hot on that, haven't they, the officials? But them the rules, as the Kahu have it back at the top. Nucation Bookman can't get that one to fly, back with Kate Herman and the West Coast Rapids. And
Bookman,
strong D from Anderson.
Bookman just directing traffic and switches there, and the Kahu putting things up a bit of a notch here on defence. So the Rapids got into it by upping their defence, and now it looks like the Kahu are matching that now. We'll
just 1 second on the shot clock though, sorry James, and Kate Herman surely aware. Got to put it up.
And she was.
I like the shimmy to the right though, because it's almost an impossible shot, isn't it, with the check?
It was, and Pulvas basically checked and was jumping straight away. So it was a clever play just to do that, to get a slightly better look at it. As Reen takes some contact there, loses the ball. Kahu, open look for Anderson at the top, off to the right, and Nagishi picks up the rebound.
Full 12 seconds back on the shot clock for the Northern Kahu as Anderson takes it to the rack, but Lene, swat.
And the shot clock, I don't think will reset here. Should be down to 4 seconds. And I am right, that's what it's on there.
Good spot from you. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Bookman, a little shimmy to the left, dummies it, gets it off in time, but can't connect. This West Coast side, this is a low scoring one. They are hanging tight, but Bookman takes Lene's lunch, and then the 2 from Pulvast.
Yeah, so that defensive intensity starting to pay off for the Kahu as Lene gets Bookman to jump, bites on that, turnaround, hits the little bank shot inside, 9-5 now.
Oh, what a pass from Pulvast, but good support there from Lene. Bookman.
Well, she makes the 2 this time, got the steal, dished it out to Pulvast on the opposite side. This time it's Anderson setting her up, and all of a sudden a 6-point lead here for the Kahu.
Yeah, a couple of big buckets from the favoured Kahu. Went through pool play unbeaten, perfect 7 from 7. Rapids need a response, and 3 in the key on Millie Knight. It will go back to the Kahu with 4 minutes and change, and something the Rapids will have to be aware of too. Just looking at that team foul count, the Rapids 5, no fouls from the Northern Kahu.
You know, I feel like they picked them up right at the start of the game, but you're right, 5 is quite a lot. You've only got 1 more to give before the first bonus, the 2 shots, which makes it very, very hard to come back from if you're down and giving up 2 free throws, as we see that ball knocked out of bounds there. 8 seconds on the clock this time for the Rapids.
Herman makes space for herself, lets it fly, and gets the shooter's roll. Didn't the Rapids need that? Cuts it to a 5-point ball game. Anderson catches Lene in the air, blows by, and adds 1.
She still almost got back into the play. There's Reen is tied up there. Well, not tied up, because that would indicate a tie ball. She is fouled here. Have a look at the drive. And Bookman just grabbing her arm there.
And finally Kahu's first foul.
It is, and also a one-shot foul. I thought that might have been on the ground before the ball had started its upward motion. Must have been just a little bit upwards as Reen gets that to roll around and down.
So a 5-point ball game with 3 minutes 30 to go. That one's offline from Palvas. She says, my bad, has a bit of a laugh about it. Will the air ball rule be deployed? No, defensive assignment awaits Shivana Palvas.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some teams do that. Other ones are like, well, if it's not my like the rest coming off. If you shoot on, you've got to rush something to go up and in. And here we go. Palvas makes up for it that time. So scoring inside relatively easily.
West Coast have it. They're down 6. 3 minutes and change to go. Nice shot from the elbow from Millie Knight. You might be picking up the atmosphere building here at ILT Stadium, Southland. If you flick over a bit of a league pass alert, I guess you could say, James Lisserman, thrilling finish over on Sky Sports Select.
Yes, Herman hits the 2 here, so all of a sudden the Rapids down 3. Good strong drive from Anderson. She can't get it to finish, and Knight now clearing it.
Well, this would be a huge upset if the West Coast Rapids can get the job done. The pass from Herman just doesn't find Knight. Anderson clears out, puts it up herself. Bookman with the long rebound. But a good read there from Reen. And the foul, though, against Ashlyn Reen. I believe it'll stay with the Northern Kahu.
Yeah, you can see just there holding the elbow there. Well, it looked like holding the elbow as she tried to squirt around the top and get in front and steal the basketball there. Good
back
screen
with
from
Palvas. Nagishi liking the defensive pressure, though, from the Rapids. As Palvas lets it fly, doesn't get the roll. Back with Kate Herman and the Rapids. 2 minutes and change to go in this one. Rapids need a bucket. Will it come from Millie Knight? Can't get the roll. But just a 3-point ball game with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, this Rapids team is prepared pretty well. Like, Coach Josh Thompson has been helping out. He's the Pouakai's coach, but has taken these players and sort of run through the things you have to be aware of. As Lenny, a step back 2, no good. Would have been a big time shot there with the Kahu up by 3 points late in the game now.
Nagishi fires from distance, gets a long rebound from her miss, gets another rebound. Yuma Nagishi decides to dish it out to Bookman. She'll get her own rebound. Where's the D gone from the Rapids? Oh, there's serious contact there from Lene on the 2 from Nagishi. And Yuma Nagishi will go to the Sky Sports stripe, shooting 2. Big moment in this one.
It is, and I mean, I guess that's the risk you take when you're Kavana Lenny, going for the jump block. Shots occasionally you're going to guess wrong and give up a foul, and this is a 2-shot foul. It wouldn't have mattered if it was in the motion or not, wherever she was on the floor, and as they are in 7 now. Makes the first one, 15-11 the score, 86 seconds to go.
Can't connect on the second. Reen with the rebound. Lene and Herman also out there for West Coast. Oh, nice give and go. And serious amount of contact there by Kaysen Bookman. Was it in the shooting motion? Yes, it was. So Ashlyn Reen heads to the Sky Sports stripe.
Yeah, and the last one you see here, the nice quick pick, quick roll, and then Bookman recognised what was happening, sprinted over and just put her hands in there, saying we'll give up the foul instead of the easy layup. And Reen does get it to drop from the Sky Sport line. 3-point
ball game, 1:20 remaining as Palvas takes it. Good footwork from Reen. Palvas gets her own board. They've dominated the offensive glass. Nagishi gets around Millie Knight, and now Palvas from deep. Strong rebound, Lene. Here come the West Coast.
Reen looked like she was able to extend that one, just left it one a little bit short, but down 3. They're going to need a 2-point bucket soon.
Oh, they what hands, Ashlyn Reen. And now has it at the top. She'll let it fly. Bit long. Lene tidies up. It's helter-skelter on court 1. Oh, but what a read from Azure Anderson. Dishes to Palvas and a settler for the Northern Kahu. They're up by 4.
Yeah, you can tell Nagishi knew they're going to be looking for a 2. Got in front there, stole the ball, and I guess it's been a long time without a rest. It's the Rapids here. Kate Herman standing up. She wants to come back into the game. They take a shot at the rim, but they need 2-point buckets. It's going to be pretty much impossible here. 10 seconds to go. The Kahu up by 4 points.
Shivana Palvas takes it to the rack, can't get this one to go. Time almost up on this one. Knight beats the clock. Does it count? Yes, it does, but it matters little in the grand scheme of things. But what a performance from the West Coast Rapids. Give the Northern Kahu a serious scare. They stay unbeaten and move through to the quarterfinals, but only just 16 points to 14.
I know, that was a battle, wasn't it? Like, the physicality, it was kind of nice, you know, the first minute or so, and then it just went up a notch and another one. And that ended up being the Kahu's, to their, not their detriment, that's how they got the win in the end, as they made things really hard for the West Coast Rapids.
Let's cross now to Casey Frank, who's got Shivana Palvast alongside.
Well, Siobhan, probably a tougher game than at least I expected. What do you come out of that one? You've been well tested in the air in the crossover.
I mean, we didn't underestimate them. We knew they were a good team. They took Gold Rush to 2 points. They're a young team. They're fit, and that always helps when you're young and have the body to keep going. So we knew it was going to be tough, and they came out and pushed us to our limits, so that's good.
At this stage in the game, do you feel like it's an advantage to get tested, to keep yourself on that razor's edge, or would you rather have an easy one?
Absolutely. Everyone always says you don't want to go into playoffs undefeated, which is very true, but it's good to get pushed. It's almost the same as losing. You get that same kind of push and learn what to do in certain situations, so it's good to be tested, yeah.
As the veteran leader of this group, how's it been playing with the younger girls and sharing some of your knowledge while also picking up some of their youthful exuberance?
Yeah, it's been good. We've bonded really well. I've only met some of these girls while being here on this trip, but we've gelled well, and I think that's what's helping us out on the floor, so it's good.
Looking forward to the next matchup. What can you guys do to find a little bit more prowess on the scoring side and not have it be so difficult?
I think we have to remember to use our legs when we're shooting. We're getting tired, but I guess having a bit of a rest this afternoon will help, and then be ready to play tomorrow.
Well, go get those liquids and get yourself a rest. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shivana. Well, the top 8 and bottom 8 are set on both sides. Let's just quickly recap the women's top 8 quarterfinalists we will have tomorrow. It's the Otago Gold Rush and the FIBA, the Southern Hoiho and the Mainland Pouakai, the Auckland Dream and the Toko Manawa Queens, and the Taranaki Thunder will take on the Northern Kahu, who you have to say maybe get out of jail against a young, exciting West Coast Rapids side. We're going to take a short break here on Sky Sport. On the other side, it's the bottom 8 action, playoff for 9th on the men's side. It's the West Coast Rapids and Tavake Pacifica. Welcome back to Sky Sport, ILT Stadium Southland in Invercargill. The evening session on the penultimate day of the Schick 3x3 Cup. Our top 8 and bottom 8 is all sorted, both on the men's and women's side. We're taking in some action here on court 1 on the bottom 8 in the men's draw, so playing off essentially for 9th. And it's the West Coast Rapids up against Tavake Pacifica. West Coast Rapids in the red and white. And they'll open things up early through Ben Hall. against Tavake Pacifica in the black with reds around the strip. And Sonny Afu, we're going to get things going early for Tavake, and that's a nice two from the big Tavake Pacifica to take the lead.
Yeah, and he's changed his hair. He had cornrows the first couple of days, and the results weren't going their way, so I think changing to the mini afro there, and thus far it's doing well. Tavake Pacifica tied in a 2-2 game here with the West Coast Rapids.
There's Sonny Afu looking for more. Emmanuel Siale with a strong rebound. Kicks it out to Kewan Thompson, who only knows one way, and that's going up in twos.
Yeah, he's got some strength. You're able to finish around the rim pretty strong as well, but you're right. He wants to look behind for 2-point games, 2-point buckets as much as he possibly can as well.
Well, Tavake Pacifica have a license to let it fly from beyond the arc, looking for their first win of the Schick 3x3 Cup as Kaya Isaac nails it from the right corner.
Yeah, this is a good young West Coast Rapids team. We see an answer too, so some thick and furious action here. Both teams looking to launch as quickly as they can from behind the arc.
Well, these two sides have an appointment to maybe take in some of this Schick 3x3 Cup from behind us in the stands at ILT Stadium Southland. They want to get off and absorb some play because they're in a hurry. 6-4, not even 90 seconds gone.
No, exactly, and here's Ben Hall to the line, drew the foul on the 2-point shot. He'll be shooting two from the Sky Point line now and see, but yeah, you're right, the prize for winning means you get to sit down and relax for the rest of the night and just watch some action. The prize for losing is you get to come back on court pretty soon and play a third game in this session here.
That is a big day for the loser, no doubt. Ben Hall misses both. Back with Tavake Pacifica. Here goes Sonny Afu. I think that's his second from beyond the arc, Sonny.
Yeah, you're right, and you know they'll be feeling pretty good. Like, just really struggled some games to score, and this is a dream start for Tavake Pacifica. Up by 8 points to 4 here over a plucky West Coast Rapids team.
Kaya Isaac lets it fly, hits the front iron. Afu with the rebound, finds Obadiah Paya. And that's a tough drive, but can't get the roll. Ben Hall from the Schick logo. Can't get that one to go. Kewan Thompson, don't give him space. Oh, that one was online just short.
Yeah, a tiny bit. It may have been a small push from Ben Hall as he was shooting in the midsection. Might have been just the difference between that going in and missing is that shot from the opposite corner doesn't drop.
Well, I hope you like 2-point shooting at home because we're getting a healthy dose from both sides. 8 points to 4. Just a click over 2 minutes gone. Tavake Pacifica with the lead as Paya takes a seat. Back comes Siale in 96. Here's Sonny Afu.
Just lost the handle momentarily, so what does that mean you should do? You should launch a 2.
No such thing as a bad shot. And 3x3 basketball as Isaac just bullies his way to the rack. That's last touch from Kaya, no doubt, in my mind, and Tavake will have it from the Schick logo.
Yeah, the shot clock's still saying 3, but I agree with you. It should be Tavake Pacifica's ball here.
Just waiting for the clock to be restored back to 12 seconds. In fact, no, there's going to be a committee meeting between our two officials.
Well, it certainly looked like Kaya Isaac came out off him, and he's lining up to play defense.
Yeah, there we have it. Tavake back with the pill.
I think the score bench has been told, don't reset the shot clock unless you're absolutely sure. And that might have thrown the referees in this instance. So, like, shouldn't they have more than 3 seconds? You know, they never had the ball, right? Hang on, and then you start doubting yourself.
Don't want to make a mistake on national television as Kaya Isaac goes up and Sonny Afu with the rugby tackle locks up Kaya, and he'll take a trip to the Sky Sports stripe.
Yeah, well, Kaya Isaac, a point guard nominally, but a very, very strong post-up player. And you'll see him go down there quite a lot. He can shoot from the outside as well, but yeah, he's pretty hard to guard inside.
Here's Sonny Afu, a long one. Good rebound by Emmanuel Siale, but intervention from West Coast as Ben Hall gets stripped in the action of shooting. Look clean, and West Coast will have it from the top with just 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, that's enough time for Ben Hall. Ben Hall needs about 0.8 of a second to get a shot up.
Oh, here's Kieran Russell letting it fly from the Schick logo. Offline on that one. Back with Tavake. Seeing plenty of twos go up.
And it's just slowed down a bit, hasn't it? Like the speed of the game was so fast at the start, and then both teams have gone a little bit cold from the from the floor.
Well, Kewan Thompson can get hot quickly, and there you have it. 22 with a 2.
And the team up to double figures now. 10 points now. Here's Isaac. Just a little step back. He hits a 2 to answer that. 10-7 now.
I'm not sure if Sonny Afu cleared.
No,
that is the call.
You are correct. Both referees were signaling it hasn't been cleared. It hasn't been cleared. As soon as you go up for a shot, whistle's dead, and it is a turnover here. West Coast Rapids with the ball now, down by 3.
Casey Frank mentioning earlier in the competition, it's his favourite of the official signals, the incorrect clearance. It's like waving the finger at your child.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't think about shooting it. You've got to go back behind the line. And a strong screen there, I think, too strong. And it is an offensive foul called. His body language didn't look too happy with that call. I'm not sure if he was super late on that one there. I think it may have been just a little bit of a surprise to have a defender run into him.
Here's Isaac from distance. And another splash for Kaya. 2-point ball game. Coming up to the 4-minute mark. Strong drive from Kewan Thompson. And a little messy on the clearance there from the Rapids, who eventually have it through Ben Hall.
Yeah, it should actually be 10. Yeah, I've corrected it now. 10-9, as that shot was a 2-point basket, and they were on 7 before. So the score you see at home is... No, I don't think Tavake just scored. Well, West Coast are definitely on 9. I must have missed a basket looking at that thing that was wrong there.
Well, we play on, and a shot clock violation from Tavake Pacificate, so looks like there's no complaints from either side. As Tavake, they're searching for their first win of this competition. They're currently up by 2, but a nice cut there. Ben Hall, but can't finish at the rack.
Yeah, that's one of their set inbound, check ball plays here. The Ben Hall curl loses the ball, but it turns into an almost assist back to himself there. Just not quite able to make the bucket. Isaac, we talked about him posting up, launching twos. He's done a bit of everything here in this game so far.
Coming up to the midpoint in this one, Thompson lets fly. Bit of contact down low. Hall and Pygan in a bit of a tangle.
I think it's just a rebound you're coming down with it. Ben Hall looking to dish it off, and just says, I am going to shoot this one. And this is a delay of game warning here. You cannot just let the ball constantly roll away here. You see Ben Hall looking around and decides, well, I'm open. And what do when I'm open? I put it up.
Tied ball game, 11 apiece. 4:53 on the game clock. Tavake Pacificate. Paya asks for a screen. Little crossover from Paya. Back to Thompson. Lovely elevation on the shot, and the rainbow ends in nothing but nylon.
Yeah, that was a sideways drifting shot here. Great strength and just ability to adjust it with the hang time. And there's another example of hang time. Ben Hall hanging there as we look at this one. Thompson drifting to his left, drills that one. And then Ben Hall, the hanging shot with this free throw here from the Sky Sport line, can tie it up at 13 each.
And he does just that. Tied ball game, 4:26 and counting, as Sonny Afu lets rip and nails it. Having a 2-point party on court 1 at ILT Stadium Southland. Tavake, can they get their first win of the Schick 3x3 Cup? Ben Hall, well, he wants nothing about that.
No, he wants to keep going and getting a win. Takes just a take foul there for that one.
I don't think we got the correct score there. Ben Hall's effort was certainly a 1, unless it was a long one from Tavake. I'm not sure if there was a foot on the perimeter line, but we do have a timeout with 4 minutes and change to go. 15 apiece.
That might have been the correction from before. I mean, the problem is the game is so fast. if you don't have, and you don't really want to have your substitute player just watching the scoreboard, you need them helping you, coaching, watching the shot clock is far more important than that.
Afu, Thompson and Paya on court for Tavake Pacifica. Isaac, Ben Hall and Jared Hibbs for the West Coast Rapids is up and under from Kaya Isaac. Gives the West Coast their first lead in some time, and Paya loses the handle. That's definitely West Coast possession. Doesn't matter what you say, Paya is going the way of the Rapids.
And the Rapids up 1 now, 16-15 the score. There's the Ben Hall cut off the play.
Well, how many times have we seen that in the last 2 or 3 days, but still can't be stopped? 2-point advantage for the Rapids. Can Kewan Thompson tie it up? He gets his own rebound, loses his footing.
Yeah, he kept his pivot for just the strength there to stay balanced. As we have a foul there from Ben Hall.
And Kewan Thompson's asking for one of our guys to clean up. Potentially, they seem a little unawares behind the hoop, but Obadiah Paya will take a trip to the Sky Sports stripe. 3:30 on the game clock, can bring it to within 1.
Yeah, and it felt like they had all the momentum. The Rapids, though, have just kept on coming. Mainly Ben Hall and this guy right here, Kaya Isaac, just off a little bit, and nice good rebound there from the big man inside from Tavake.
Here comes Kewan Thompson. Absorb the contact on that one. We have a tied ball game once more.
Yeah, this will be historic for Tavake. A tied up ball here. It's a little bit late. There we go. The score is just corrected there. I'm worried now that we're going to get to the end of the game and then there's going to be a hang on, sorry. We actually made a mistake and have to go back all of this, and there's still extra time to be played here. But 3:05 to go, 17-17 the score now.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Isaac likes the matchup. What a move. Kaya Isaac puts the Rapids within a bucket and then puts the pressure on defensively. Last touch by him. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Tavake Pacifica. Down 2.
Yeah, and they probably need to think about a 2 pretty soon. It's been Afu and Thompson, the main 2 killers from behind the arc. A bit too long there.
Lack of awareness from Tavake. The Rapids are 2 away, but Ben Hall takes it to the rack. Just 1 in it. Or 1 away, I should say. The Rapids. Oh, what a roll for Kewan Thompson. 20 points to 19. And a strip from Sonny Afu. Here come Tavake Pacifica. History on the line. Sonny Afu can't get the rolls halfway down.
It was a great steal there, and the awareness to kick it out to him. Isaac drives, loses it, and he's strong enough.
What a tough finish. Flex on them, young fella, Kaya Isaac. West Coast Rapids get it done, but only just. 21 points to 19. What an effort from Tavake Pacifica, but just falling short. Oh, I feel for them.
I know, and we're going to hear from them pretty soon as well. That was maybe an inch off from dropping down and giving them their first win of the tournament, though, but fantastic fight from the 2 teams here.
Well, Casey Frank is standing by with a member of Tavake Pacifica. Let's cross to him now. He's got Kewan Thompson standing by.
Well, a close result, possibly the closest of the tournament coming in that last game. You guys didn't get the wins going your way, but you can share a little bit about the experience of coming down and representing the Pacifica community.
Yeah, playing this 3-on-3 is different. It's all of our first time playing. So we're just, learning as we go. But I think every game we've gotten better. Got accustomed to the game. It's a lot more fast-paced than the 5-on-5. So, but I think with every game we're just learning, and we're just out here to compete as best as we can, and just put on for the Pollies.
Absolutely, and can you share a little bit about what the camaraderie has been like down here? How has the New Zealand basketball community accepted Tavake coming in?
Oh, they've every team when they see us, they show us nothing but love, and it's a really cool event that you guys got on. The New Zealand basketball is very great. Like I said, everybody's friendly. This is my first time down here, so it's a great experience so far, and man, it's I'm from the States, so this down here and back home it's a lot different. We're allowed to be more aggressive down this way, But you know, it's just a learning curve, and like I said, we've just been learning with every game that we play.
Absolutely, no doubt. Your physicality matches the game down here. It's been a pleasure to watch you guys play. But moving forward, what do you think Tavake Pacifica's got to look forward to try and improve on the result side, even though we know this is a building block session?
I think this game was definitely our best game, shooting the ball. You know, shooting the twos. We've been really, you know, trying to talk to ourselves or you know, talk to the teammates and just say, you know, we need to shoot more twos instead of the ones. I mean, the ones is good, but you know, I've been watching every team that's been playing, and you know, they're really shooting it very well from the two. So, like I said, I think this game was for sure our best game shooting from the twos, and it showed. You know, we didn't get the result that we wanted, but it was definitely a good game, and you know, we just need to build off of it.
I appreciate your time. Thanks very much, and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers, Casey. Cheers, Kieran Thompson. Tavake Pacifica can hold their heads high, getting better with every experience down here. And what about that, James Lissaman? This is the first time these guys even playing 3x3.
I know, and you know, like he talked about the physicality that it's allowed down here. And I mean, this is normal for 3x3 basketball. I think if you came and watched some of the NBA, Sal's NBL and the GJ Gardner Holmes Toihi League games, not quite the same level of physicality allowed in those ones or encouraged. But yeah, as he said, like that was their best game shooting the rock, and I'm sure if there's a team that's going to be motivated to finish as high as they possibly can, it's going to be Tavake Pacifica, as they've got another 2 games to go. I think one more tonight. So they get a chance to come straight back and see if they can add another level to their performance so far on the tournament.
Well, they need to get the electrolytes on board before that one. We're going to be a change in commentary here on Court 1. Hugh Bainan and Casey Frank are going to come take a seat on the other side of the break, and more women's Schick 3x3 action. Playoffs for 9th place. It's the Harbour Breeze and the Waikato Wizards.
Kia ora, welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland, Sky Sports coverage of the Schick 3x3 Cup. A change of commentary players. Hugh Bainan here with Casey Frank. And we're ready to bring you some women's action between the Waikato Wizards and the Harbour Breeze. There we are. Jeez, we're good looking.
Well, speak for yourself.
Half of us
I'm still working on it.
Battles between Harbour and Waikato always mean a little something. And this one is a 9th place qualification one, so winner will go into a chance to come 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, etc. Whereas the loser is looking at coming 13th, 14th, 15th, or 16th. Casey,
that's good counting. You're really good at it. I'm surprised that you've got that skill with the numbers.
That's what I'm working on.
Well, this Breeze squad, a young squad, led by Mackenzie Chatfield on the offensive side, but they've got some great camaraderie, some great awareness of each other in the half court just because of how much they've played together. Of course, representing Westlake at the secondary school championships a week ago and playing with that youthful exuberance that you need in sets like this. This Wizard squad, the results have not gone their way, but they're hoping to get one right now.
And this is Hedawani, and leading the scoring for the Wizard side, Hayley Moala, the veteran of the team. And we're underway at Hedawani, looking for the first drive. It's Amy Lee Pateman who starts this one. And Hedawani can't get the first bucket, gets her on board though. Moala fires the mid-ranger.
Missed a couple shots there, but I like the attitude, I like the aggressiveness, especially against a young team. You want to try and pose yourself physically, as we see a brilliant pass before Rebecca Moores gets the finish.
Moala's 2-ball off the front rim. Pateman with the board. Plenty of height in this Breeze side as well, especially when Izzy Pugh's on the floor with Rebecca Moores.
Yeah, they've got that, but with Mackenzie Chatfield and with Amy Lee Pateman, their skill on the perimeter is fantastic.
Shot clock violation as the Wizards run into a Breeze-coloured wall.
Mackenzie Chatfield in particular has really impressed me with her skill set. She has been brilliant with ball in hand, shooting it as well, but her passing is really beyond her years in terms of the skill set.
Moala drive, can't get the finish. Chatfield with the board. Over on the other channel. The Bulls and the Airs are in the classification playoffs in the men's competition. Two teams who will be pretty gutted. They're playing off in the bottom 8 after strong pool plays, but over here Moala misses the 2-ball.
You are only as good as your last game, and unfortunately for both teams, they both ran into some excellent shooting, the Bulls in particular, but over on this court, I think neither team would be that disappointed. The Breeze actually had a late win against the Taranaki squad that pushed them up a level and probably got them a really unfortunate matchup in their qualification game. Sometimes that's the way it goes. It is all a bit of a roll of the dice when it comes to those matchups.
It certainly is, since Pateman gets us back underway. Here's Pugh, dealing with a foot issue, but playing through the pain is young Izzy Pugh and going to work high up the glass, gets it to go. How about that from Isabel Pugh?
Showing a soft touch for a player with a good bit of size.
Tainahui launches from 2-point range. We can't get it to go. And Hedawani brings down the board. Here she is again, Maya Tainahui. But this time, the 1-pointer is good.
Nice to get on the board, cut that deficit to 1. As the loose ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it will go to the Breeze.
Couple of subs. And Waikato bring on young Sterling Walker-Pittman.
I like the extension of the defense by the Breeze, really forcing the Wizards out a little bit past their comfort zone on the stripe.
Moala has to put up a tough shot in the Breeze defense, making Waikato put up shots they don't want to. But Hedawani puts up a 2 that doesn't go.
Oh, good pass, Chatfield.
Moores.
And so they're just on that string mentally. They really understand how to move with each other on the court. Chatfield knew that her teammate would be there without even really looking.
Walker-Pittman can't get through the defense of Chatfield. Will have another go. That doesn't go. Moores. Oh, Walker-Pittman working hard and getting the
look at the
rebound.
hustle.
Goes through the advertising hoardings. Oh, that's happening. Pateman can't get the 2 to go.
Loving the fight from the Wizards in this one. They're really putting in some extra work as we see a lovely crossover.
That's the Hedawani, the handles, the bucket, the harm.
The bang bang on the crossover, change of direction, and he explodes out of it. Look at it there. Completely took Rebecca Moores out of the play with that crossover, got herself to the cup, the finish. Can't quite complete the 2-point play.
And these players, well, they know the best thing about winning these games, these night playoff games at the moment, Casey, is you don't have to play again in 2 games' time. The teams that are coming up in a couple of games' time have lost these games.
Yeah, that is certainly a bonus. You don't want to have the 4 games in one day. Nice hand by Chatfield there. Just 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Moala gets the 2 to go from the corner.
Well, it does not matter when she's shooting the ball like that. Good pass to find her. They've taken the lead now with that 2.
Chatfield, pick and roll with Rebecca Moores, who dutifully finishes it off.
With the left hand in stride, a really nice way to not lose your balance or have to regather yourself in the paint.
Hedawani stepping through and finishing expertly with 1 on the shot clock.
Lovely footwork on that one, using the step through to create that space. Chatfield loses it. Izzy Pugh gets her hand on it. Shot clock, no, I don't know, that might be about 0 now. It was about 3 or 4 seconds to my eye when Chatfield went up and lost it.
Well, that's a header one. He was all over that.
Immediately.
Points at it. Shot clock.
Well, with some fierceness behind it, they're going to give him 6 seconds on the clock, which I think is a bit too high.
So Amy Lee Pateman gets us back underway here. The Breeze trail 5-4.
It's got to get it up quickly. Just 2 left. They do.
It's short though, and that is a shot clock violation from the Harbour Breeze. So the Wizards get possession back. Over on the other channel, the Airs taking on the Bulls in the men's comp. As these games for the rest of this evening are all about classification. As the quarterfinals are set for tomorrow. Here's Sterling Walker-Pittman drawing a foul.
Nice use of the spin move, going to the left hand to create that contact and earn herself a chance at the Sky Sports stripe to double the lead to 6-4 with the make. She does so very easily. Pugh with the mismatch in the post.
Sees it when she turns around and goes to work. Fires it back. Pateman for 2. A little strong from Amy Lee Pateman. So Maya Taingahui goes to get the ball. Chatfield, those quick hands of her, just swiping in there and getting the ball every time.
3 seconds to call in the key. Unfortunate to get the 3-second call when you fell down, but that is time spent in there.
6-4, the Wizards with a 2-point lead. This time it's Alyssa Hirawani who strips the ball away from Amy Lee Pateman, and Sterling Walker-Pittman wasn't ready for that pass.
Yeah, I like the thought. She was thinking it, but unfortunately Walker-Pittman wasn't having the same thought process. That's a play that comes around with a little bit more familiarity with one another.
Pateman step back 2 ball, doesn't go. Hirawani with the board. Shovels it over to Hayley Mawala. Hirawani looks to go downhill. Chatfield in front of her, doing her best and doing well. Mackenzie Chatfield. She scampers back beyond the arc to drain a 2 ball and tie it up at 6 apiece as we approach the halfway point of this one. Mawala thought about it.
Chatfield was thinking about that 2-pointer the entire way, looking off the defense with her eyes, but her feet were setting up for the shot.
Pateman and bang bang from the Harbour Breeze. 2 2-pointers and a timeout called by the Waikato Wizards.
The score's not correct on there. It is the Breeze up 8-6 right now. They've unfortunately given that 2 to the wrong team.
Can you get the ref?
Well, we're trying to get the the officials have just figured it out. It's gone right now. And now it has been corrected. 8-6.
Breeze 8, Wizard 6. And those are the 4 that care the least, so they don't even realise they're 4 Harbour Breeze players. Too busy in their huddle.
They're not
about what to do next.
They are okay with it.
Pink ball, the call from referee Regan Ashley, and Maya Taingahui will get us back underway. Here's Hayley Mawala. Gets the ball on the floor. Drives up with the left hand high off the glass. Doesn't get it to go. Moores with the board. And Chatfield. Nice drive and finish from Mackenzie.
Now, she is just a really promising talent. An impressive skill set at a young age. She'll check out of the game, and comes in Amy Lee Payton, who's been her equal from deep this week.
Moore's inside to Pugh. Oh, high, as high as you can get off the backboard from Izzy Pugh.
You could not hit a higher point of that glass and still see the ball go in. That is a display of a soft touch. And look at the dexterity on that save there.
Pateman under duress from Hayley Mawala, and Mawala does well, forces it an errant pass, and Maya Taingahui looks to do the rest. Back to the veteran, 6 on the shot clock. Hirawani looks to go to work, has to get it up, she knew it.
Acrobatic attempt at the finish, but couldn't find the measure of it. That is going to be 3 seconds in the key.
And they are tight on the 3 seconds in the key in 3x3, aren't they?
I keep having people ask me, how do you think you would have done in the 3x3? And, well, I would like to think, I could never spend that few amount of seconds in the key on a post-up. Because if I want the ball, give it to me, guard, see it. And that is not the way. If you do not get it immediately, you have to get out of there.
Especially with the 3-second dribble back down rule as well. You can't even start out the key and work your way into the key.
Absolutely. It is makes it a bit tougher for the earth movers down low.
11-6 the Breeze lead. 3 minutes 17 to go as Amy-Lee Pateman extends that lead to 13-6.
Stroking it from deep again, really finding the range, but it is matched.
Sterling Walker-Pittman with 2 of her own. Here's Pateman. Walker-Pittman on her. Step back from Pateman, doesn't go, so Walker-Pittman goes to get the boards.
Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and it is realized. Can't find the range. Chatfield with the rebound.
Here's Moores down low. Nice finish from Rebecca Moores, younger sister of Jessica. And there's a nice 2-ball from Tainahui, just keeping the Wizards in here. And we have a timeout this time by the Breeze.
This is the Breeze, yeah, I think a good timeout.
Not a timeout, just out of bounds.
It would have been a good timeout.
Would have been a great time for a timeout.
They're young, they don't need to rest. They're fine. Fortunately for them, they don't get tired.
Quick first step from Mackenzie Chatfield, finds Izzy Pugh.
She's got a real good awareness of the court. I mean, she just really understands where her teammates are and where she needs to deliver the ball for them to be able to score successfully.
2-ball from the wing, and then she drains the 2 as well.
Making her effect felt on the game.
Doing a little bit of everything, Mackenzie Chatfield, for her Harbour Breeze side. In this classification game, they lead by 7. And who's that come off last? Mawala? It has, is the call from the referee.
A bit of a tough angle to try and get that one off. Might have been about a half-second late that Chatfield recognized it. But still 4 seconds on the shot clock for the Breeze to get it done. Down to 1, and great D forces the shot clock violation.
From Alyssa Hidawani.
And now down 7 with 2 minutes to go. They will probably start tossing up some speculative 2-pointers, to borrow a term from Hugh Baden.
Well, there's a long 2 from Hidawani that doesn't go. Chatfield lets her go to work. Good D from Maya Tainahui.
The 3 suit, she gets out nicely.
Pugh has to get it up. And doesn't in time. What's my term?
Speculative.
Oh, speculative. I thought you were saying the 3 2-pointers, which I have also done a couple of times.
I'm going to have to claim that one myself. I've made that mistake more times than I would really like to count.
Hidawani almost with a nice reverse layup. Straight back into Pugh, who noticed the mismatch. But Hidawani is strong.
Yeah, that's going to be, is that going to be 3 seconds? No, a foul.
Foul there.
That's seemed like 3 seconds in the key, but she got into that shooting motion, I think, just in the nick of time.
And the Wizards find themselves in an 8-point hole with 80 seconds to go.
Well, not impossible. If you hit a couple of 2s on the way. I mean, stranger things have happened, but not many.
That one rattles around for Pateman, but doesn't drop. She gets her own rebound, but is fouled by Hidawani.
Good hustle, chasing the ball down, creating a second opportunity for herself. Heads to the Sky Sports stripe now to put the Breeze 1 2-pointer away from victory as we take a second look at the foul.
Pateman can't get it to go, so here's Walker Pittman, brings it out, hands it over to Tainahui. Hidawani, deep 2-ball. Tapped out of bounds, I think, by Sterling Walker Pittman.
That stays with the Breeze with 49 seconds left. The only question really is, will the Breeze get to 21 before the buzzer runs out?
Chatfield gets them 1 point closer at 19-10.
Good front cut there.
Walker Pittman, 2-ball right out in front, off to the right. Chatfield might look to end this for her team right now.
And shot clock has gone off a bit early, but they'll just let it play. No harm, no foul. The shot clock's a couple of issues, not resetting quite right.
Chatfield looking to turn the corner. So the Breeze 1 point away or 15 seconds away, whichever comes first.
Determined drive there.
Tainahu's 2-ball is good. And will the Breeze finish it through points or time? Let's have a look. Emily Pateman hit a whiny good hand. That's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be Waikato ball.
And all that's left up to the side is the final score. I'm sure we'll see a deep 2-pointer attempted here. And there it is. Not good, and that is the game. 20-12 Breeze over the Wizards. An unfortunate result for Wizards fans, but the Breeze are continuing to build on a good week where an extremely young squad continues to get excellent results. And we see Izzy Pugh just being notified that she's going to do the interview. So she can see how excited she is to do it. That's the first couple of days, we saw some excitement on the faces of the players, and now that we're getting through to the end of it, they're like, oh, another interview. But it's been a great chance to meet the players, get a little bit of insight on what's going on in the 3x3, and we'll get another one of those from our man James right now.
Right, so Izzy, not the ideal start to the day, but you've turned around and put a pretty good showing there to take down a pretty fast Waikato Wizards team. How important was this win for you girls, which have had a massive 2 weeks of basketball?
Well, it was pretty important because we were hoping to win our game this morning to get into the top 8, but unfortunately we lost that, so this was the game to get us into the top of the bottom 8, so it was quite important, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 more games to go, a little bit of a rest now. So what's the key things to do to prepare as much as you can to finish as high as you possibly can, as you said, in 9th place?
I think tonight just resting and then just knowing who we're playing and who to mark and how to mark them, defend them, and then play our game, play how we've been playing, work our strengths, and we should be good.
And then last thing, like this is a little bit, it's probably the same sort of thing for you being all age group players, like playing with your peers. How cool is it to have sort of people who are a bit further along in their basketball journey here in a sort of tournament atmosphere and being involved in that sort of thing?
It's real neat because I get to see how I match up to these women in the NBL league and seeing how well they play and being able to experience all that and that level of play, so it's great.
Oh, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the win and good luck for the last 2 games.
Matching yourself up against Toihi and Tulfern level players, great experience for them as we see some bespectacled spectators.
Spectators, actually players. We've got some of the Bulls there. The future's pretty bright. You got to wear shades.
That's a beautiful way of putting it, Casey. You're a poet. We'll take a break, and when we get back, the Otago Nuggets will take on Waikato University. See you in 60 seconds.
I know it.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland. Sky Sports coverage of the 3x3 Cup here, the Schick 3x3 Cup. And another classification game this time. The Otago Nuggets, who will be bitterly disappointed that they're still playing tonight. And the Waikato University, who pushed the Mid-City Magic right to the end and put a good showing on all week. But this Nugget side, Matt Barnes, Nico McCulloch, Robbie Coleman, Joe Ahi, It's University of Waikato. Daniel Dobson, Jaden Tafale, Peter King and Timari van der Leiden on the way.
Yeah, absolutely disappointed for the Nuggets. They were looking like a team that was going to challenge for the title. But unfortunately for them and for Nuggets fans, that is the way this game goes. When a team gets a little bit hot, there aren't really any upsets. It's all about how you're shooting the ball in the game, and this Waikato University team preparing themselves for the World University Champs. They've had some games where they've played really well, but once again, all dependent on how that 2 ball's falling for them.
King can't get that one to go. It's Nuggets team who went down to the Giants in the Sweet 16. It stems the breaks in 3x3, isn't it? In fact, 2 years ago it was the Giants on the other end of that who won every game in pool play, only to lose their first knockout game.
He seems so well versed on Giants basketball history in the 3x3 here.
Nelson's a small town. We see each other a lot. So Ahi over to Robbie Coleman. All the way, Robbie Coleman thought about going up to the top floor. Instead, just up to a couple floors short.
It point's a point, although it's more fun to dunk it. Nice move by Robbie Coleman on the dribble.
Jaden Tafale, who's shot beautifully today. That one a little bit short. Here's Nico McCulloch.
Jaden Tafale, when he gets hot, though, it starts to look extremely smooth as Nico McCulloch tried to put on the move and unfortunately couldn't quite get off. A bit of a Prentice Magruder type there.
It's like an episode of Seinfeld. As van der Leiden can't get a shot to go. McCulloch, that's 3x3 experience there. Pinning the man behind him in the corner as he gets a foot beyond the arc to clear it.
That is difficult to do. Shows some excellent flexibility as he gets that foot behind. Actually, I think he ever got that left foot up and out when he touched back, so didn't see the officials catch that one, but probably fortunately lost it. Not sure what the chat is about, but we're back into live play now. Let's see, Matt Bardsley's checked in.
Daniel Dobson fires it over to van der Leiden. Tafale in the corner. Dobson gets the board. Had to get it up. Not the rim, but not the basket, and McCulloch comes away with it for the Nuguas.
Oh, the nutmeg!
Nico. And he keeps it in bounds as well.
Can he hit it to make it a highlight? Unfortunately not. Nico McCulloch having some fun with the handle in this one.
And Daniel Dobson, all business as he drains the 2 ball. To get Waikato University on the board. McCulloch looking to fire back with a step back of his own, off to the right. Van der Leiden driving, the scoop, but doesn't go. And McCulloch might get an own challenge too. Van der Leiden did good to get a hand up, but it doesn't faze Nico.
Once he gets his feet set and has a little bit of time to get that off, he has really improved his ability to hit that shot with consistency.
Tafale off the back iron. Here's Dobson. Pulls up from the corner. Daniel Dobson, second time of asking on that possession. Gets the 2 to go. McCulloch looking to weave his magic. Leaves it a little short. Waikato Uni up 4-3 here. Van der Leiden. Step back, 2 ball, short. And here's Matt Barnsley with the gold wings on his feet.
It's very shiny, those shoes.
That's a long one from Matty Bardsley, and down it goes.
Showing that skill set and range is developing for Matt Bardsley as he quickly extends a hand there.
Coleman with the position down low. He's only allowed 3 seconds. He might have used all of them.
Might have used 3.5, but if they don't blow it, it's not a foul or a violation.
Dobson, smart finish with the inside hand.
He's been playing really well, had a great effect on the scoring in this ball game. A lot of ones as Bardsley finishes with a left. Nice job of a little counter move there. Expecting the right hand to go up, instead he drops with the lefty.
Matt Barsley's hair's got wackier by the day at the Schick 3x3 Cup.
I think all this basketball has made it a wee bit poofy.
Yeah, poofy is the word.
But I'm the last guy to talk about hair. Actually, I'm the first. I love it. It's one of my favorite conversation topics on the court.
We do like hair and uniform chat, don't we?
Actually, when I think about it, I have talked to a lot of players here about their hairstyles and hairstyle changes up to this point this season.
King does well to finish with Barnsley looming behind him. Joe Ahi's into the game now. McCulloch taking a seat. Coleman up with a nice little post move and the 1-pointer. Give the Nuggets just that slenderest of leads, 7-6. Tafele 2-ball doesn't go. Dobson working hard and coming up with the offensive board. Quick hands, Peter King finishes it off. Well, that's a nice patch of play from Waikato University.
Putting it together a little bit. They're continuing to counterpunch when the Nuggets have an answer.
Bardsley fouled by Dobson, so he'll go to the line to shoot one.
That Bardsley enjoying the 3x3 game and the freedom it allows him with the handle. Gets to the cup, steps through on Dobson, unfortunately. Dobson gets pinged with the foul. Bardsley to the lines at the Sky Sports stripe. Hits it to tie this one up with 5:20 to go.
Peter King right out in front. That one doesn't go. Bazu with the board. 8 apiece. Here on court 1. Over on court 2, the Southland Storm taking on Tavake Pacifica in the women's competition.
McCulloch goes up the lofty left-handed reverse layup.
Foul on the floor there from Joe Ahi. So 7 seconds on the shot clock. Waikato University will go again from the top. Dobson inside to Peter King. Nice cut, nice finish.
Good
nice
action.
Bind.
Really good action. That flare screen into the cut, front cut, causing the switch in defenders and a miscommunication for the open layup. Bardsley gets fouled a bit. Does he get out in time? McCulloch gets it up. Can he hit it?
Yes, he can. Nico McCulloch.
That is pretty.
The big time bucket gives them an 11-9 lead. Dobson fires back with 2 of his own, ties it straight back up.
Excellent response, and with the quickness, McCulloch is going to let it fly again. Not feeling it quite yet as that one's off. And Dobson feeling it himself. Similar response to McCulloch's heat check.
Foul there on Dobson, so the Nuggets will go again from the top. Ahi off the back iron.
Coleman, nice rebound and rewarded with the second opportunity in the corner, which he takes to the cup. Dobson with the strong hands.
Convinced he got all ball.
Let's have a look at it. Yeah, he's right. He was absolutely correct. That is one of those that looks like a foul, but is not one.
McCulloch step back, eyes only for the rim on that one, and he drains it.
He doesn't even need the rim. He just wants that net. If there's a way you could hang it without the orange thing, he'd be pleased.
Dobson, again looking for the instant reply. Well, Daniel Dobson is replying toe-to-toe with the Otago Nuggets, almost on his own.
Oh, nice hand there to flick it away. And Dobson, I'm not sure what his point total is, but it is up there. As we don't have access to the stats as they go, but he is responsible for the majority of this 13.
McCulloch might look to put on another move. Puts Jaden Tafele in jail, and then finishes nicely at the rim. Van der Leeden's going to lead that short. And out of bounds it goes. So the Nuggets and Waikato Uni have some time to talk it over after a timeout from the boys from Mulu Town. See the game still to come tonight here on the evening session, Casey. On the other court, as I said, the Storm are playing Tavake Pacifica in the women's comp. Up next on show court 1 with us, Wellington against the West Coast Rapids in the women's comp, while the Hawke's Bay Hawks take on Northern United. And then they'll have another couple of games which are yet to be determined, followed by the Bulls and Tavake Pacifica in the men's comp, and the Wizards and the Phoenix to finish us off tonight before tomorrow. And we're into win and go home tomorrow. This is the last day.
Nice kiss off the glass by McCulloch as Tafale comes back and hits a deep one. Tied up again. Waikato Uni refuses to go away. Bardsley up and over the rim with the smash.
Robbie Coleman doing everything to keep that in bounds.
Great effort. Unfortunately knocks down the sign, so somebody's going to have to come over soon and pick it up. Coleman's effort.
Somebody is. Angela Rusk.
Oh, thanks, Angela.
Nuggets general manager.
And photographer extraordinaire here at the 3x3.
Doing a great job is Ange, as nice heads up play from Tomato van der Leeden.
He has been taking some great shots of this game. Not sure where those pictures end up, but I'm sure they're appreciated.
Basketball New Zealand website, Basketball New Zealand socials, the easiest place to find them.
Well, then I am sure. I've seen a lot of them.
Peter King driving. Oh, finger roll, which is pretty.
It's pretty. It's so pretty. Leave it up. 16 apiece.
Barsley off the Dobson's foot.
Dobson forces the turnover. Going to let it fly again. He is feeling good, just not quite good enough to hit that one. Coleman with the the attempted save, throwing it off while complaining to the official at the same time.
And then an apology to Peter King.
I mean, I've talked about multitasking before, but that's impressive.
Nice flash, nice find, nice finish. Joe Ahi on the end of it.
Those weak side front cuts have created so many opportunities for teams this weekend.
And there's Dobson again replying to whatever the Nuggets throw at Waikato University.
17 apiece now, and the Nuggets, well, they were disappointed to get knocked out of the finals game, but will be, I think, a bit more disappointed to see a nice left-hand spin if they don't pull off this win against the Waikato Uni.
Van der Leyden, finish. Harm to the line, he goes for one more, so a chance to give him a 19-18 lead with 2 minutes to go.
And then we see the lovely jab step to the middle, an explosive dribble off that. As Van der Leyden has a chance to hit, does not get it, but gets his own rebound.
Peter King looking for some help, finding it. Oh, Dobson, nice cut. Knew Barsley was there, and Barsley can jump out the gym, so good patience from Daniel Dobson. Gets the job done for the one-pointer. Ahi for two.
Oh, they needed that. Dobson's got a chance to finish it, will he?
For the win, Waikato University, high off the back iron. Who's it come off?
I think that's going to be Otago ball.
It is. The Nuggets get possession.
Good timeout here by Otago. 1:41 left, down one, but only one shot away from Waikato taking the victory. Certainly you're talking here about not giving up anything beyond the arc, but possibly more importantly about where they're going to go for their points that are needed. Joe Ahi's going to sub himself out. Nico McCulloch back into the ball game to add his explosive offensive abilities. And his defense not so bad.
Ahi from the find from Barsley right off the check, ties it up 19 apiece.
Robbie Coleman actually, but I can see how you can make that mistake with the Otago boys.
Apologies to Robbie.
Poopy hair all over the place on this Nugget squad.
Great turnover effected by Coleman. These guys two-ball wins it for either team.
These guys got to use a lot of conditioner, right?
McCulloch for the win from the logo. Doesn't drop.
Bardsley can't save it, so now it'll go to Waikato Uni. I'm going to reset on the shot clock. They've got 12 seconds to go, and let's see Van der Leyden telling his teammate, hey, look for the jumper. Peter King, Dobson, let's let it fly if we get a chance at it.
Dobson has been their man from two-point land in this one as King drives, looks to make it one. All right, so Nico, is he going to break the hearts? No, he's not this time.
Who's that foul going to be on?
Foul on Matt Bardsley, I think.
Wow, unfortunate for Bardsley. I think you are correct. Ball goes to Waikato Uni. Bardsley not so perturbed, looking more fatigued, if anything. Unsurprising here at 7:40 on day 3. In a game that, to be frank, Otago did not expect themselves to be playing. Dobson, nice spin, should have been delivered for the opportunity.
Didn't expect themselves to be playing, let alone losing.
There you go.
Given the last couple of days they've had. And what's brutal is that if you keep losing today, you end up playing 4 games, and you could lose 4 games in a day. Van der Leyden hands it off to King. They just need 1 point to win.
And he knows it. He drives. Great hustle by Coleman.
Both all over it, the Robbie Coleman and Peter King.
Well, just 43 seconds in this one. Jump ball goes to the defense. I love that reward in this game. One of my favorite rules in 3x3. And that is anytime there's a jump ball, ball goes to the defense.
So a 2 wins it for the Nuggets. Any bucket wins it for Waikato Uni. Game finishes in 40 seconds, or does it finish right now? Nico McCulloch will shoot 2 from the line.
And he is happy about it. Going to get 2 attempts to seal this one off, but looks like a bit of an awkward fall here. I thought it was not too awkward. Not too awkward. He's getting up. And he's
awkward fall combined with a lot of basketball, I think. So Nico, a chance to win the game for the Nuggets.
2 shots. 2 away from 21.
Hits
one
the first.
to win for both teams, and McCulloch's going to have the first opportunity.
Check the temperature in those veins of Nico McCulloch. I'm pretty sure you're going to find ice water.
And just like that, the 3x3 Tall Black seals the deal for the Otago Nuggets.
Cold-blooded at the line, feels no pressure, gets the win. Waikato Uni, they will rue the missed opportunity. They had the Nuggets on the ropes with a real chance to get an upset win and give themselves more confidence. But now, with the loss, they will move into that next phase of the classification games. As we've got our man James waiting to find somebody to chat to in an interview.
So Waikato University will play again tonight.
That is unfortunate for them.
In just...
Does that mean there's
20 minutes time?
Will they have any games tomorrow though, or is that it for them at this point? I believe they're done after this. So at least they get a little bit of a rest yet. I asked a question that he didn't know the answer to. He's had to go to the schedule. Not many questions the GM of leagues here in New Zealand doesn't know, but
I'm pretty sure everyone plays tomorrow, no matter what happens today.
In the meantime, let's throw to Nico McCulloch, who's with James.
Well, you had a couple of chances, a 2 from this side, a 2 from that side, and then a foul. So probably wanted to win it from the floor, but from the free throw line. But more importantly, were you okay? Like, was it a serious injury or just a bit of a hard hit there?
Just a hard hit, I think. Finishing the game in style is always something you want to do, so I was just trying to go for it. Yeah.
No, it's definitely more fun as a commentator when you get someone to hit a walk-off when it's off the free throw line. It doesn't feel quite right, so I totally understand that. Bit of words, what did you have to say to Waikato University at the end of the game there?
Yeah, because they are preparing for University World Cup games, whatever, so just trying to encourage them, try to give some advice maybe, because I've played a lot this year and try to help them bring back a gold. Yeah.
You know, they're off to Turkey in around about a week's time, so they've found this so useful just to play against a high level of competition. And you know, they obviously want to try and win the Schick Cup, same as you guys did. I will say Hugh Bainen said Nuggets were my pick to finish 9th, and that's only because you are playing the Giants the first game in the round of 16. So what is the motivation level like as you have one more game tomorrow to try and get that 9th place finish?
I think just representing the club with pride, everyone back home, all our teammates that are cheering us on, all our family and friends that are cheering us on. So just trying to do them proud, do our club proud, and put on a show. Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually, I mean 2 games tomorrow, so one more and then to go for 9th.
That's 10 games. My legs are dead, mate. Oh, damn, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a very long day. Thank you very much for the time, and congratulations on the win there, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Nico, and thanks to James Lissaman. We'll take a break. When we're back, some women's action here on Court 1. As you see, Nigel Skelt, the general manager of ILT Stadium Southland, taking in the show. And coming up after the break, the West Coast Rapids and Wellington go toe-to-toe in the women's side of the comp. See you in 60 seconds. Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland. You're with us on Court 1, Hugh Bainan and Casey Frank. And some women's action coming your way in a matter of 1 minute's time between Wellington and the West Coast Rapids in the 9th place qualification game. So for Wellington, Te Whitakura Doyle, Lou Murphy, Maya Watling. It's been led ably by Malama Lepepe, who's been just putting this team on her back, scoring-wise. And for the Rapids, Kiki Lene, Kate Herman, Millie Knight and Ashlyn Rain, representing the coast with pride.
They've been playing pretty well as of late. But Malama Lepepe has been one of the premier players in this tournament, scoring the basketball, defending as well. I've really enjoyed watching her go.
Kate Herman.
Blow by.
The game started. All blocked by the rim though is Kate after a nice blow by, as you say, Casey. Here's Lepepe. Not afraid to put up the shots. That one doesn't drop though. And Herman fights hard for the ball. Looking to bank it in. Lepepe with the board.
Playing well, getting that rebound. Little miscommunication on the attempted on ball. Lepepe will have it in her own hands again. She is carrying a heavy load for this squad, man. She has to do a lot of the scoring for her teammates, creating a lot of the opportunities as well for them to score.
Nice pass from Herman to Millie Knight, who had a good position down low and finishes off for the first point of this one. Lepepe looking to fire back with 2 straight away, and she does just that.
A really nice kick out to give her that opportunity by Maya Watling, excuse me.
It's Te Whitakura Doyle trying to spy a gap in the defense. Lepepe, another 2 ball goes up, another 2 ball goes down from Malama.
She has found the range.
Herman stops on a dime, turns, and the hook doesn't go. Lepepe knocks it out of bounds. No, I think it might have come off Kate Herman.
Yeah, off Herman there on that one. We see that reaches for it, and then right there you see Kate Herman get her hand on it. Lou Murphy checks into the ball game.
Lepepe driving. And we'll go to the line to shoot one more.
Explosive first step. Busting out the gates on that one, which is impressive at this stage in the day.
And Lepepe gets it to go. There's the Rapids. Herman, 2 ball, off to the left, and out of bounds it goes.
And Murphy lets that one bounce off.
Well, as Nico McCulloch said, the legs are getting tired. If the loser of this game, you know what they have to do?
Play again?
Immediately.
Immediately. Not immediately, really. Oh, that's harsh. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Oh, how about the block with authority from Kiki Lene?
Get that shot out of here. There it comes. Shotgun.
Volleyball spike from Lene.
She doesn't want any of that shot.
She does not. Then it goes to Lepepe. Turnaround jumper from the elbow doesn't go. Lene on the rebound. She is an athlete, Kiki Lene.
She really is.
Herman's 2 ball doesn't go.
So the impressive showing at the under-19s just passed.
And the secondary school champs last week as well. And so 2 ball doesn't drop. Lepepe gets just a little bit of bite from Millie Knight and goes to finish. Knight repositions for the 2, but Lou Murphy read it well and forces a turnover. That bullet pass, a little bit too fast for Lepepe. Herman has to put up a bit of a prayer from mid-range after some nice footwork.
Clever attempt, though.
Lou, another block for
Get that shot out of here.
Lene.
Touch them all. A good recovery. She's beating on it, but excellent timing as Murphy tried to come with a scoop shot, but it was denied.
Watling goes to work up with the left hand. Ashlyn Rain called for a travel. And Lepepe will get us underway again as Murphy and Herman take the seat. Wide open to Whitakura Doyle, makes the most of it. Tickles the twine.
Nice shot there.
Lene just
stretching this lead out.
Meanders her way out to the 2-point line, but can't get the 2 ball to go.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, this Rapid squad is looking fatigued at this point, and I'm already starting to feel sorry for them on the bounce back that's about to come.
The trail 8-1. Oh, Herman turns the corner after the fake handoff beautifully. Murphy sets her feet, step back 2 ball. Lovely stuff from Lou Murphy. 10-2, Wellington lead the Rapids here. Herman looking to make it 10-4. Can't on this occasion.
My apologies to Lou Murphy. Continually calling her Louie early this week, because that's what I've always called her. She told me, hey, that's not right. So thanks for waiting. Thanks for waiting about 4 or 5 years. Just let me say the wrong thing again. Of course, not the first time I've done that, unfortunately.
Lane's free throw doesn't go. Hung
almost
around.
Gets a hand on it.
And gets it to go.
Oh, good decision there. Kicking out to the open shooter. Not rewarded.
Can't get the follow-up either. Kate Herman wants it right out in front. High off the back iron. Oh, Lene is putting in some work in this game, and she gets the rewards there.
I keep saying that they look tired, but then again, sometimes they don't.
LePepe's going to get a wide open opportunity from 2. Rattles it in.
Bang goes that one with ease. Tripling up the score of the Rapids at this point.
Herman, deep 2 ball. That doesn't go. Murphy with the board. Lepepe fouled. Yep, and she'll go to the line to shoot 1.
Excellent body control and awareness of the defender on that one. She comes up, you see the drive through with that nice jab step, and when she comes, instead of floating to the middle, she comes back to the basket, forcing the contact, and even in 3x3, forcing a whistle.
Rain driving, stepping through beautifully and finishing nicely.
In amongst a lot of traffic there, but still finding a way to crack her way through.
Here's Murphy. Step back 2.
Round and round into Ian. Touch every bit of that rim on the way down.
15-5, Wellington lead. The West Coast as the subs come into the game. Maya Watling, Kate Herman back in the action. Here's Knight, catch and shoot, just off to the left. Oh, nice bit of ball skill there from Lou Murphy. As Doyle hits the deck. Herman scampers back for a 2 ball, gets it to go, 15-7.
And slowly clawing their way back in this one. As the pass unable to find its way through.
Herman from the Schick logo. Not cleared, so that'll be a turnover.
I think on the not clearing, if you don't clear it and you make it, the bucket should go to the other team.
That's a nice little wrinkle rule. I like that.
Just go ahead and do what you do, but if you don't clear it, that's their bucket.
Inside they go to Watling. Herman recovering from hitting the deck out of bounds. Nice move, Maya Watling. No one's gone to Kate Herman on the wing. She can't make him pay this time. Lepepe for 2. Doesn't go. And Watling just slaps it out of bounds. So it'll be West Coast ball. Herman inside to Linnet, and that's out of bounds from Lepepe. So West Coast possession, the trail 16-7, 4 minutes 30 to go.
Oh, the deep 2.
Lepepe.
Got to get out of the key, Watling does. Murphy, good hustle.
Great hustle from Lou Murphy. She's been non-stop energy.
Yeah, I really wonder how anybody can do that.
Lepepe 2 ball, gets it to go.
Feeling it.
So 3 points away from a win here as Lene looks to get 3 of her own, not this time. Pepe wants it and gets it. Murphy is in the corner, but she's fouled. Pepe.
Well, 18-7 lead there. We see the pass in on the rip through. She just gets run over just a wee bit. By Kavana.
Herman fires it over to Linnick. Thought about the two for a while there. Instead
nice
goes to
move.
work. Nice move. Over the night from the elbow. Doyle puts up the two. Off the back iron as shot clock expired. West Coast get the ball. And Linnick, nice drive. And nice finish from Kiki.
Sheds Murphy, who gets an opportunity from two now because of it. 20-8, 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in this one. Just 1 point needed for Wellington to get the victory.
Herman's two doesn't go.
Had a little chuckle because I just saw a pen explode in Hugh Bainen's hands as he's trying to write something down.
Gave up on me, that pen. Oh, Linnick. She took it to the door right up in her grill and comes away with the ball. 1 point away, Wellington.
That's a theft if I've ever seen one.
And
Call the cops.
Doyle from the shot clock gets it up, looking for the win. Gets her own rebound, and it'll be fitting if Lupepe gets the last say in this game. Not this time. Murphy comes down with the board.
Oh, couldn't get it. The game winner there. Nice looks at it for Wellington. Well, that will stay with the West Coast after Pepe knocks it off the foot, possibly, or off her own hand there.
Herman, a deep two ball, trying to keep the Rapids
staying alive.
Murphy looking to finish the game, gets her own rebound, hits the deck.
Good save.
Gotta get the pass over to Lupepe. Rain with a good rebound. Herman goes from deep again.
Oh, I love the way the West Coast is refusing to give up. You'd expect nothing else from the region.
And Wellington just unable to get this one done.
And Murphy is spending a lot of time on the court here at the close of this one.
Wanted a screen, and Lupepe does give it to her.
Well, just going to have to run the shot clock down. That got reset a little bit late. I expect will be about 7 seconds.
I think the players are quietly happy for the whistle.
Oh, never mind, not 7 seconds, all the way down to 4. Got to get it up quick. Murphy does, but does not make it.
So Rain gets the board. And finishes. Nice work from Ashlyn Rain.
Good steal again. Herman takes a shot. Does she make it? No, not quite. As the legs are looking heavy for Wellington. And I am correct, so they'll call a timeout just to regather a bit to try and find a way to get this final point.
Props on the West Coast Rapids here.
Props.
Because
they know they're going to have to play the next game.
Barring a miracle, they have to move over to court 2 after this and play another
right
game.
Now, do they know that? As Ethan Rusbatch walks by us and
another loss to the Hawks name by the sounds of it.
And lets us know how he is not a fan of playing back-to-back games after the loss. Didn't see what happened over there, but my guess is we'll be seeing him shortly on this court.
As Wellington get ready to go. Again, Lupepe trying to finish this game off. Oh, block, another one. I think she's blocked 3 of the 4 players now for Wellington. Kiki Lene.
Look at the timing on the ball, and blocks on the player you're defending are not the easiest to time, but she has done it really well today.
Oh, Luke Murphy trying to avoid the travel instead takes the
that
shot clock violation.
Sub yourself out, Lou. that looks like an injury waiting to happen when you're falling down like that. And she is stretching out. That is hopefully nothing serious there. Having a chuckle as it's a good time, but player safety first and foremost is of the utmost importance.
Rain.
What a steal.
Pepe says, thanks very much, I'll take that. Kiki Lene is working hard out there.
Man, are they working. As hard as this West Coast team is working, I'm not sure they realize they might have a game right away.
Doyle inside to Watling. Up she goes, and Wellington do finish the job over a plucky West Coast side, led by the effort of Kiki Lennox, who was phenomenal in the shooting of Kate Herman, but it was Wellington off the back of Manawa Pepe and Lou Murphy's 2-point shooting, and finished off by Wire Mottling.
Nice left.
Maya Watling, not Wire Mottling. Maya Watling in her left hand. So 21-11.
Well, the players are a bit fatigued in the legs. I'm not going to lie. My mouth is could use some exercise if I'm going to be working it this much in a day. But anyway,
let's hear from Lou Murphy, who's with James Lisserman.
Sorry, a little bit of a miscommunication there, but obviously probably the key thing there is the loser of that game has to turn around and play immediately. Did you know that before the game going in?
We sure did, and we said to our girls, you know, everything that we have, we need to leave it out on the floor right now because we don't want another game. We had 4 games on the second day, and that was a killer, so, you know, we got it done.
You know, it was very tough, and obviously you could tell you wanted to put the game to bed a couple of minutes ago, and West Coast Rapids, though, that's when they really lifted the level, and they didn't want to die wondering what could have happened if they played a little bit harder, and it was very, very physical at the end of the game. How do you feel now, though, a little bit of a rest before the final day tomorrow?
I think we're quite relieved now that we got it done. Now we can just rest our bodies. You know, some of us are getting older, so all the recovery that we can get is much needed.
Yep. And last thing, how have you enjoyed the tournament? The 32 different teams across men's and women's, same time, alternating back and forth. How have you enjoyed being the sort of Basin basketball's biggest party of the year?
Hey man, I'm excited. You know, just to get the call up last minute was just cool. You know, it was a no-brainer to represent Wellington, and to do it with a no better team. You know, I think we're just looking forward to Saturday night when it's all done and dusted. But it's been awesome.
Now, well, one more day. I'm sure at the end of it you'll be saying, I'm sore, but I kind of wish it wasn't going. So congratulations on the win there. Enjoy the rest tonight, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Lou. Thanks very much, James. This is the youngsters. They're GJ Gardner basketball, so they'll go home happy. And
come to the game. You got a good chance at a free basketball.
And we take a break for 60 seconds, and when we get back on court 1, the Hawks will be taking on Waikato University in their final game of the day, which they'll be thankful for. And we'll see you in 60 seconds time here on the home of sport, Sky Sport. Welcome back, RT Stadium, Southland, and a tight turnaround for these two teams, or two of these 4 teams. You can see on your screen, and we've got the men's action for you. The Auto 5 game here, the Waikato University team taking on the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
And that Waikato University team, we've talked a lot about it, prepping for the World University Championships about a week away, heading off to Turkey. What an experience that will be for this group of young men, but before they get to that one, they'd like to just chalk up 1 or 2 more wins here. Going the Hawke's Bay squad.
Ethan Rusbach, Edra Smiler, Jared Kenny, James Levings. A bit disappointed that they're still playing this classification of game, losing finalists 2 years ago. Ethan was part of that team. Alongside Marcel Jones, Hiram Was Hiram Harris on the Sharks or the Hawks? It escapes me 2 years ago.
I think he was on the Hawks.
Jerome Rokawa was here.
Let's be honest. Every single basketball game I've ever watched after these last 3 days is blended together.
There's Jared Kenny, the 80-time Tall Black.
Jared Kenny, he's enjoyed the game. He's really enjoyed going through with it. His legs have held up reasonably well. The only thing the Hawks haven't enjoyed has been the results, unfortunately.
Ethan Rusbatch is the top scorer in the men's through the pool play. Certainly. Peter King, after an agonising loss of Waikato University against the Nuggets just a few moments ago.
Jared Kenny, the unforced error there. For the Kennedy Park Resort Hawks.
Van der Leiden straight out in front. Dobson shovels it over to Peter King. Off the back iron. Rusbatch with the long ball this time.
A little bit of a issue handling the ball, as Ethan Rusbatch might have dunked that one on week one or day one, but day 3, last game of the night, not so easy.
Dobson too strong. Kenny with the board. Pulls up from 2-point land, can't get it to go.
Oh, good save.
Saves it, but only as far as Dobson. Quick hands from Waikato Uni. King turns down the 2, takes the easy one.
1-1 knotted up after 1 minute and 4 seconds. And I think anybody who's watching can see that the top speed has lowered just a bit for these squads.
Well, a mixture of fatigue and also not being in the running, of course, for the lollies.
Yeah.
We'll see this time tomorrow night. The intensity will be at its highest of the week.
It is, as we see the big double come down from Daniel Dobson. But it's certainly a lot easier to find that energy when you're playing for a chip as opposed to when you're playing for the dip.
I love that.
It just came to me.
Although dip's also good as Rusbatch.
Yeah, that's actually not a really good call because I love dip.
Yeah,
possibly more than the chips themselves.
Yeah, just give me a bowl of dip. Just eat it with my fingers.
Don't do that. That is unsanitary.
And I'll pass it around the room. Here's Rusbatch. Oh, looking for the miracle one.
I mean, as a fan of Seinfeld, you should know, no double dipping allowed, even with your finger. As we see the Daniel Dobson, he dips again. He has been dipping all night long, playing really well at the end of the day, showing a good amount of skill and will.
Kenny, the fake behind the back and the finish. Here's Dobson again in the corner. Can't get it to finish, so Livings brings down the ball.
5-5 the score. James Livings gets to the cup. Nice finish off the left. Not a lot of elevation, but a lot of soft touch.
Van der Leiden off to the left.
We're going to close that door, get that breeze out of here. And as is standard, substitution on an air ball.
The Harbour Breeze must be watching this game.
Oh, stop it, Hugh. Actually, don't. I need more puns. I need you to be as
from the chat, can't get it to go.
punny as possible.
Oh, good
block.
head. Jared Kenny with a block on the perimeter.
Does he get the 2 from the same spot? Almost. Ezra Smiler, good finish, good rebound. As the Hawks double up their lead. Nice finish there by Peter King.
Smiler puts the ball on the floor, looks to go to work on Peter King. Rangy turnaround jumper from the elbow. Dobson from the wing. Too strong, and here's Smiler. Oh, Rusbatch.
Cash.
Dobson loves an instant reply to Daniel Dobson. This one doesn't drop.
Ezra Smiler, flop it up a little bit. Don't blame him. I could use a break on a line down on the court for a second or two as well.
Kenny, crossover, step back, 2 balls. Smiler hits the deck again. Tough fella can't fire back, 9-6 the Hawks lead.
Gonna see another one fly here by Jared Kenny. No, he's to the cup, good finish. And 1.
And the foul. So JK to the Sky Sports strike for 1 more. James Livings employs the strangest clap I've ever seen on the bench. Just off camera, unfortunately.
I didn't see it, but I'm imagining it, and it's hilarious. I'm sure the viewers at home can do the same. Good hustle there by Smiler.
And Smiler might finish it after the fine from Kenny. No, he doesn't. Ruspatch with the board. Scampers back.
Oh, the 1 foot. The Dirk Nowitzki Smiler.
Oh, the Hawks finding over their own rebound.
That is the folly of youth there. Feeling good jumping into that one.
And here we go again.
The ball's on the weak side. There we go.
There we go.
Have a look at it up there.
Tafale, deep 2 ball. Off to the left, Dobson fighting after it, gets it, does not quit. Daniel Dobson. Van der Leiden. Ruspatch taps the board, but Van der Leiden gets it again. There's Dobson, and he's fouled by Ruspatch, so Dobson will go to the line to shoot 1.
Hawks are trying to get a couple of fouls in there. First, Ethan Ruspatch gets his hands on it, and then he gets his hand on the arm. Double D misses from the stripe.
King can't get it to go. Van der Leiden with the rebound. King might go again. He will. This time, he can't get it to go. And Levings gets the board. Quick release of Ruspatch.
Daniel Dobson, that one looked good. Just a little bit long.
Stepped out of bounds, I think, as well.
Quiet whistle by Melanie O'Connor on that one. Oh, Ethan Ruspatch!
Collects the alley-oop from Jared Kenny.
Who's got heavy legs? Not Ethan Ruspatch. Light as a feather. Levins, nice rebound. Hooks up Ruspatch again with a pretty switcheroo for 2. Going to the left hand with a kiss off the glass.
Makes it look so effortless, doesn't he, Ethan? Remarkably skilled player.
Who makes it look more effortless? Ethan Ruspatch or Jaden Bazan? As we see the smash by Ethan Ruspatch. 2 seconds on the clock.
Bank was open for Jaden.
Tafale from deep. Ethan Ruspatch attacking the rim. He looks like he wants to be the high scorer of the tournament. Good kick out. Levins should have a layup here. Can't get it, but he can't get the second either. 5-point lead for the Hawks. 4:40 to go.
Tafale can't get it to go. 14-9 the score.
Ethan Ruspatch takes the save.
Puts up the 2.
Peter King, nice drive, good hand. Jared Kenny, better finish. Peter King.
Ruspatch letting them fly now. Trying to end this game for the Hawks. Tafale.
Got Jared Kenny in the opposite corner, can't find him.
Cutting is Levings. Had to get rid of it before a travel.
Can't believe he even got that through. That was impressive enough.
Defense from Levings, forcing the turnover, and Kenny comes up with it. Travel the call.
Was running out of time on the shot clock as well, but a great opportunity here for the Waikato as we see the deep 2 from Jaden Tafale. Daniel Dobson wanted to repeat it. He could not.
Kenny round the back, what a find to Ethan Ruspatch.
What a beautiful pass there.
Oh, Dobson returning the favour. Oh, James Levings with the block. Ruspatch keeps it in.
Nice save. He's got him in the corner.
Oh,
Ruspatch lets it fly. Hit it. He does.
Dazzle from the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
The hustle rewarded with a deep 2. Tafale.
All the time in the world. That's the top of the backboard on that one. Kenny with the pass fake.
Tafale. Can't quite get it. Van der Leiden has his shot. He can't quite get it. That will go to the Hawks off Daniel Dobson. As we see take another look at the Rust Batch double from the corner. That is the favorite spot of everyone. Jared Kenny, I think he was thinking dunk until Dobson came for help.
Oh, Rust Batch, another two. Now they're 2 points away, the Hawks. 19-10. Dobson fires back with two of his own.
Well, Ethan Rustbatch is going to try and end. Oh, no, he's not. He's going for another dunk.
Ethan Rustbatch, a one-handed flush.
2 dunks in one game. What fatigue is there? None from my eyes.
Looking to finish it. Rustbatch off to the left. Dobson gets his to go, so 2014. 1 point away.
And Jared Kenny, can he get it? He
Finishes
can.
it as the shot clock expires. So does the game, thanks to Jared Kenny.
Well, an excellent performance. If a wee bit tired, I still saw plenty of effort. Nice finish here.
Some good
But
highlights
Ethan
as well.
Rustbatch, a couple of dunks, some beautiful passes to saves. Lovely to see as the Kennedy Park Resort Hawks finally eke out a win. An impressive performance against a young Waikato University squad who will be looking forward to Turkey and using the lessons they've learned here as they chase a world championship. But in the meantime, we've got Jared Kenny with Justin Nelson.
Thanks very much, Casey. Man, you look worn out.
Yeah, back-to-back is tough, but, we put ourselves in that position and, we want to finish the day strong and finish the tournament strong, so represent the Hawks well,
We had a nice finish there, great little basket there at the end and a bit of a winning feeling going into a Friday night. You do have to come back and play a little bit more tomorrow, though.
Yeah, it's been a good 3 days and, tomorrow's going to be no different. It's going to be hard work and not sure who we're playing, but it'll be a challenge, so, we want to come out and finish on a high.
Have you had fun?
I loved it. Loved every minute. It's been tough. It's been exciting. It's been something new and I've really enjoyed it.
And you like the fact that we have the men and the women here constantly changing, men's game, women's game, all staying in the same accommodation, just being able to talk basketball, be around each other and be a real basketball community.
Yeah, that's one thing that has been really enjoyable, is getting to see all these girls. There's some amazing girls out here shooting the ball better than a lot of us. And like you say, being that basketball community that, we don't often get to spend time with the women. They're always off doing theirs, we're off doing ours. But it is nice to see old faces and catch up and reminisce a little bit with some of us older players. But it's been awesome having the girls here as well.
You talk about old players, you look ageless, mate. You're still out there doing it. What does the future hold for Jared Kenny?
Yet to be seen. Got a few plans and hopefully they fall into place. But definitely the on-court is not over yet.
It's been a big session tonight for the Hawks. I think 3 games in pretty quick succession. Put the feet up, relax tonight, and we'll see you back out here tomorrow.
Sounds good, thank you.
Consummate professional Jared Kenny, and great to hear the words, the playing days aren't over yet. Great to see. We're going to see more of JK, and we're going to see more of JK tomorrow in his Hawks uniform. Over on Sky Sport 2, you can catch the West Coast Rapids taking on the Storm in the women's competition. Right now, we're going to take a break and be back with the final game of the day here on Court 1 between the Waikato Wizards and Northland Phoenix. See you in 60 seconds. Welcome back to ILT Stadium Southland. Bit of a time before the final game here on Court 1, so if you're hankering for some b-ball, head over to Court 2. where you can see the West Coast Rapids take on the Storm, and that's on Sky Sport 2. You're with us on Sky Sports Select. A little bit of time before we get into the final game of the session between the Waikato Wizards and Northland Phoenix. Hugh Bain here with Casey Frank. Gives us a chance to, Casey, unveil our personal All-Star teams.
Oh, you just pulled that one out.
Over the last 3 days.
All
Give me
right,
3
let's
players
go.
who are in your men's All-Star team.
3 players in the men's All-Star team. Now, I'm going to reward... I'm not going to just go straight on play because some of these guys...
This isn't just playing. This is who you've enjoyed watching. Let's do that one. That's much more fun.
There we go.
Yeah.
Our personal All-Stars, our faves All-Stars. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a little look at things. Going through. You're not allowed to just put Nelson players on there. Let's go one each at a time.
That's fair.
I think the first guy I am going to pick, thinking about it, looking around, I've enjoyed Matt Bardsley.
Oh, Matty B.
I'm going to go with Matt Bardsley. The way he's come in and shown his skill set, not just to be a hustler around the rim, but he's hit some deep shots. He showed off that athleticism, and I really do enjoy the way he gets under players' skins. That's one of my favorite things. So, that's my number one. KT. All right, KT, give me my KT reasoning here.
Working hard, non-stop working hard. He does everything for his team. He lays it out. He's shooting the 2-ball. Got that beautiful left-hand finish at the hoop. So I'm going for Kenneth Tuffin of the Wellington Saints.
All right, I like that. Looking around at the list, I am going to go with who's been my favorite. I'm trying to think of my favorite. You know what? I got to give it to the headband crew. I'm going to pick one out of the headband crew. I'm going to go with Chris Martin.
Oh, yeah, Christian Martin from the Franklin Bulls.
Who has been playing excellent basketball. He has been playing really, really well. But he's been doing it with style, too. He's been talking a little bit of smack. Unfortunately, that went the wrong way for the Bulls today. But before their loss in the opening round of the crossover play, it was looking like it was all good. And the boys from Cobra Kai with the dojo headbands were having a great time. We see a couple of them over there. But in the end, unfortunately, Chris's level of play, which was excellent, not enough to get him going.
Ty Wynyard from the 5. For me, he's been the best player. He is the most unguardable player here. That's for sure. It's awesome to see him in the shape he's in, playing the ball he's playing. So big, bad Ty Wynyard joins Kenneth Tuffin on the Bain and All-Star team.
Very good, very good. That's an excellent pick. I like what you're doing there. I'm going to look around. And you know what? I would have picked this guy. This guy would have gone had he not cut his hair. Benji Freeman, but you're out. You're one of my favorite players to play, but you cut the hair. And I actually asked him about it earlier today, and he said no one recognizes him, so he's going to have to grow it back. Yeah. But Benji Freeman, you would have been in there, but you're not because you cut the hair. So I'm going to look around, and I am going to go with Don Kamapoto.
Yeah, nice. Big 2KP.
Well, I love the way his work rate. I love his attitude about all things. Of course, a fan favorite down here in the Shark Tank. But he has been playing extremely well and been getting it going.
My final one before we head to the women, I'm going to give an honourable mention to Drew Leolasonga Api because I just absolutely love his athleticism.
Man, he is bouncy.
But a man who's worked his way in on today's play is Tyler Marsh from the Nelson Giants. After a tough couple of days with his jump shot, he found it today and led the Giants to a couple of big wins, including knocking off the Nuggets in the Sweet 16. I'll keep the women's off if you want.
Okay, go for it.
Staying in Nelson. And this is fair enough. Maya Jones is balling out.
Maya Jones has been balling out.
She's 17 years old. She's still at school. She's going up against Tall Ferns and Tauihi players. And she has won Player of the Day on the first day. She's the top scorer in the women's comp through pool play. She's in my All-Star team.
You know what? I'm going to keep it there. Mackenzie Chatfield.
Yeah.
I have loved the way that she has been playing the game. A diminutive guard, but man, she understands the game extremely well. Another young player, a teenager, who has been playing as well as just about anybody. I've been so impressed with the way she thinks the game through, the way she's leading her teammates with passes, her ability to decide between the deep 2 and when she should drive. It's been really impressive for a young player just coming off secondary school nationals not too long ago.
Over to me to join Maya Jones in my All-Star team so far, Samara Gallagher.
You stole one from me.
Smiley Sammy G. And just, man, she's all hustle. She had a great shooting game in one of the games where they got an upset win and just leading the way for the Hoi Hoi. She did all Tauihi season.
Yeah, and we're thinking around who I'm going to go with next. You know what? Who am I thinking of here? I don't know. It's tough to pick. You know what? I'm going to go with Makadash.
Oh, Makadash.
Yeah. I have really appreciated the way she has absolutely pounded people inside.
Yeah.
She is making herself felt left, right, and center at all times. She is putting the wood on everybody.
And finally, for me, then, I'm going to go for Marcus' teammate, Nicole Gleeson. I've got a shooting team. But Nicole Gleeson, and my shout-out goes to, my honourable mention goes to Rosie Samia for her defence, which has been phenomenal for the Pouakai. But Nicole Gleeson has the greenest of green lights.
She has been playing very well. I've really appreciated the way that she has shot the ball this week. It's been extremely impressive. I've loved to see it. Who am I going to go for my last pick? My last pick. I don't have any honorable mentions on this one. I'm going to go straight into it, and I'm going to go with Jen O'Connell.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a lot of big wood on my team. I've got Daesh and O'Connell in the post. Now, we're not going to do the best from deep, but that's Mackenzie Chatfield's role. But she's got the big bodyguards rolling around, setting her screens, getting her second chance opportunities. That's my squad.
We're playing different games. We've got O'Connell and Daesh. I got Jones and Gleeson out there. I think we're about ready to get underway here as the players are out warming up. We see the Tavake Pacifica boys who will be getting into the action on court 2. Up against the Franklin Bulls to finish off the session on court 2. On court 1, the Wizards in pink against the Phoenix in blue. Alyssa Hedawani, Sterling Walker-Pittman, Hayley Moala and Maya Tainahui for the Wizards. Tuila Whailongo, Alia Lasonge Ape, Elliot Hedamaya and Vitalia Tuilava for the Phoenix.
Phoenix, I believe, still searching for that first win of the tourney. It's been a tough go for them. A young squad that hasn't had a ton of time together. The effort has been there, but as with everybody at this point in the tourney, legs are getting heavy.
See Vitalia Tuilava and Hayley Moala, both from fine basketballing families.
No doubt about it. So, one thing that has been a little bit disturbing for me is how many of the players I've seen here that I held as babies. Vitalia Tuilava is on that list. And no longer am I able to do that. She has grown considerably. She is now posting people up. And it's nothing like feeling old. I was having a chat with Siobhan Palvas earlier today, and when she told me that she was in her 30s, I nearly had a heart attack. Not just because of my age, but she was one of the first players I coached here in New Zealand when I back in my early days with the Auckland Stars in the early aughts, when she was coming to camps at Unitech, and lovely to see her game develop into the fine professional and tall fern that she became.
Well, you're pushing 50 now.
Easy. But yeah, it's true.
And are you 40?
Still 44. Still 44. Still 44, so you can eat that.
I didn't get to celebrate your year wearing your jersey number.
Oh well.
Was that ever a thing mentioned at all?
I don't really talk a lot about my birthday. It comes from, in my high school, unfortunately, where I went to school, on your birthday, they would beat the crap out of you. so that has taught me from a very young age that you do not. So if somebody found out it was your birthday, it wasn't like a fun beat up. It was like you'd get bloodied, as I did once because they found out about it.
Wow. Happy birthday to Julia Lasonge Api, by the way. Watch out for Casey Frank in the hotel tonight.
Thankfully, one of the traditions I have not brought over with me.
Good. And we're underway here, and 1-0 the Wizards lead. Here's Julia Lasonge Api's sister, Alia Lasonge Api.
I'll tell you what, when you look at their games, you can see the drill work. It comes to life. They've got a really similar set of skills off the dribble. As athletic as Alia Lasonge Api is, not quite up to Drew's level, who is one of my favorite athletes, as you mentioned earlier.
I can bring you some great news from Court 2 just a moment ago, Casey. A win for the Southland Storm.
Yeah, how about that?
First in the tourney, and their first as a franchise.
Is that their first in the tourney? I thought they got one earlier. Maybe not. Well, let's not quote each other on that. Let's just move on to the next one.
Let's move on. Here's Alyssa Hedawani with a nice finish after a beautiful drive to give the Wizards a 2-0 lead in the last game here on Court 1.
It was a nice finish, and apologies to any teams that we get wins or losses wrong, but in our defense, it's a whole truckload of games.
176 games over 4 days. There's Maya Tainahui, he pulls up from the elbow.
When were you in more of a basketball tizzy? With these games here, or when we did the showdown together, when we did 55 games over 6 weeks?
55 games over 6 weeks. And they were full-length five-a-side games, and we're doing 2 a night, as Hedamai can't get the 2-ball to go. Hidawani looking to keep the bank open late at night, but it doesn't go. Song Ape around the Hedamai screen. Pulls up from 2-point land. There's Vitalia Tuilave.
Nice
Turn around
there.
jumper, drops nicely.
What a soft touch on display there. Phoenix desperate for this first win. I really feel for the teams that haven't been able to taste the success that they all deserve because they're putting in the work. There's not a single team here that doesn't deserve some wins, but of course sometimes that's the way the ball bounces.
And that one bounces out of bounds, so it will be Wizards ball from the top.
Hadamaya, we see the replay, lets it fly just a wee bit short. It was lined up, just could not find the distance. And of course, the Phoenix, I believe, down a player now. Fululia Fa'alago out with injury. And at least it wasn't at the bottom, the first game.
Yeah, shout out to the two teams who have had to go through almost all the competition with just 3 players. And Nelson Sparks and the Phi, who ended up meeting in the Sweet 16. So Sangayapi's shot goes over the backboard out of bounds.
Well, 4-3, 15 left to go in this one.
Moala catch and shoot from the corner. Rattles it around, doesn't go. Hilarani gets a
pass.
Rebound on beautiful no-look pass back to Tainahui.
Vision. She might be a mutant. Check for eyes in the back of the head with a pass like that.
There is Alyssa handing it off to Hailey Moala. That's the ball on the floor. There's Hailey Moala. Strong drive, nice finish.
Strong drive. Of course, we mentioned earlier from an excellent basketball family.
Oh, beautiful pass, but Hidawani was there to put the defense on. Hedamaya, sister of Kendall Hedamaya, the sharpshooter from the Phi in Tohi.
It's just been one of the great things on the growth of basketball in my time in New Zealand is how the women's game has been able to grow. And now I think finally getting a little bit of that recognition. Had this conversation a lot, of course, during the To'ihi competition, but it's worth mentioning at the same time here in the 3x3 championships. I'm just really appreciative of the way that the game of basketball is giving the women their fair share of the limelight and, of course, the funding as well, which as GM of leagues here in New Zealand, you've got a fair share of that, Hugh.
Yeah, it's been good to see, isn't it? And great to see the repercussions of that already being seen with players getting contracts overseas or heading off to college and numbers increasing and young girls playing the game and watching the game. So it's awesome to see as we sit here as 2 fathers of young girls.
That's right. That hopefully will take up basketball one day. No offense, netball, but I don't want to see Willow playing that. I want to see her bouncing the ball, not passing it around.
Oh, I want to see them at least have the option to chase either as a career.
I do say that, and I have already been the manager of Willow's netball team.
I cannot imagine you.
I didn't have a lot to do with the strategy, but I'm really good at clapping and bringing orange slices.
And what about those umpires? How are they coping with Casey Frank on the sidelines?
Well, thankfully at this age, she's only year 1, so there's no umpires involved really.
Thankfully for those umpires.
Just, come on now, easy. I'm not going to be one of those parents. I was just one of those players.
Hey, commentators, has the 2-ball from Megan time though he doesn't drop.
Don't you start that. Don't you start that.
She'll go again though, Wamaya, and this time it doesn't go.
5:24 left. Wizards up 6-5.
And Elliot Hedamaya will go from the top. Here's Lasanya Ape.
Oh, good pass, good lead. Can she step through and get it? Running out of time in the key. Unfortunately, 3 seconds is called.
Tough assignment for Vitulia going up against Hayley Mawala, and nice to see Hayley just give her words of encouragement there after that move. Up against a true vet is...
That's what, always been one of the things I've also enjoyed about New Zealand basketball is how the knowledge is passed down to that next generation. It's a team game, it's a team sport, and it's a collective that has helped this game grow so vastly in the last few years.
So timeout here. And these two teams talk it over. It's the last game on Court 1 and Court 2 here on Session 3 before it all goes to work tomorrow. So quarterfinals begin at 11:05 a.m. So 11 o'clock we're on air tomorrow on Sky Sport. And the men and the women will take it in turns to play their quarterfinals on either court. Before the afternoon evening session, Casey. As Tainahu's ball doesn't drop. The evening session from 5 o'clock, we're down to just one court tomorrow. And so we're into locking in those final placings. And interesting in the 16, round of 16, how many of the lower seeds got the wins?
Well, you know, it's kind of tough to go in with that kind of confidence into these games. You know, I had to talk with Siobhan Palvas, you know, one of the lone undefeated team left. And, you know, going into the crossover undefeated, it's not always the best thing to be in there without a loss. You want to wear those probably before you get to the crossover. And they nearly got bested because of it, because they hadn't quite been tested yet. But it is an upset-ridden sport, 3x3. The great equalizer, the two-point shot, rears its head quite often. As you see it, the foul down low, nice post up by Elliot Hermaya as Vitalia Tuolave tried to give her the opportunity to score it.
And go back to Vitalia, and she can't get that one to go. Sterling Walker-Pittman goes to get the ball, hands it off to Maya Tainahui. Back to Walker-Pittman. Two ball goes up from the wing and goes down from Sterling Walker-Pittman. The Wizards open up a 3-point lead with 4:30 to go.
Oh, good step.
Songiape draws the foul and will shoot one from the line.
I got to appreciate the Songiape's shoes, but they might look better with the Wizards uniform.
Yes, agreed. They are nice though. Hot pink. Tainahui driving foul, so she'll shoot one. Songiape the culprit.
You see the rack there as the Wizards continue to build, and a Phoenix squad with no subs is laboring to the finish line.
Tuilave picks up a dribble, flies it out to Hedemaya, puts up the shot. Who's going to get that one? Tuilave or Mawala? I think it's come off
either way.
The Phoenix player, so it will be Wizards possession.
Yeah, shot clock is reset, so Wizards ball up top. As Vitalia Tuolave takes a look at the score and tries to figure out a way that they might possibly be able to get it done.
Hedewani steps back from 2-point land and drains it. A little bit of daylight between these two teams now. It's Tuilave and Mawala again. Clash down low. And it will be Phoenix ball. Songiape looking for it, cutting Tuilave. Travel the call though. Mawala takes the seat, 11-5. Wizards in control of this one at the moment, under 4 minutes to go. Tainahui driving.
Well, good recognition of the matchup and how fast she had to get to the cup as the Songiape lets it fly. The Phoenix come a little bit closer, down 4 now with 3.5 to go. Can they get a stop? They can. And now a chance to build off that one.
Here's Songiape, fresh off making a 2-ball. Tuilave turns and pulls up from the top of the key. Just off to the right.
It's Jet Thompson with the blow bar, and he drains 2 more. So Jet Thompson's brought the balls back into the
Sterling Walker-Pittman will start again over on the other game. We're up to a tough finish between Tavake and the Bulls. Nice pass there from Walker-Pittman to Hirowani. Nice ball movement from the Wizards. Don't get the finish there, but they'll go again to Alyssa Hirowani. Drives up with the left. Good defense from the Phoenix. The song Ape for 2. That one doesn't drop. So here goes Hirowani. Bit of space. Well, she utilised the 2. She doesn't. She goes to drive. Finds Tainahui, who never thinks twice about the 2. That one off the back iron. And that pass just wayward and out of bounds from Phoenix. Or might have been tipped. It wasn't tipped. Wizards ball.
And the foul. So that gets the balls up by 1.
Moala goes, I'll go on my own then. Finds Tainahui in the corner. 2 ball doesn't go. 2 minutes 50 to go. 11-7. Hirowani looks to add to that lead. Not on this occasion. There's the Sangayapi through the defense. Everything but the finish from Aaliyah.
I like the drives by the Phoenix. I'd like to see them continue to attack the rim, especially off the hand of Lasonga Ape. She's creating good opportunities. Shot clock runs down. Tuolave can't quite get the rebound.
There's Hirowani. Misses the floater.
Wizards playing
out the key.
Wizards are just really enforcing themselves on this game. Finding themselves great shots with their work rate.
Foul called on Tainahui. So Hedemaya will go to the line to shoot 1.
Hedemaya just forcing her way in on there. Refused to be denied. Takes a little peek at the scoreboard to see how important this shot is. Important enough to make. Almost got it. To Olave, nice finish, nice rebound. Love it when a post player keeps the ball high. Ooh, big shot there.
Maya Tainahui. Step back from Lasonga Ape, doesn't go. Moala wants to give it back to her. So she goes again, this time from right in front.
Good leadership shown there. Hooking up the young players with some good looks. Couldn't quite get it, but I like the effort.
Hedemaya down low. Hoists it up, but it doesn't drop. Under 2 minutes to go here. Moala finds a bit of space. Puts up a 2 of her own. 13-8, the Wizards lead the Phoenix. Stops and pops from inside the key, gets a friendly bounce.
Oh, well done on that to get the soft touch.
Moala from the wing. That's short.
Sangayape still got some speed in those bones. Does she have the range? Almost.
Walker-Pittman thought about the 2, instead gives it back to Tainahui. And Maya drives. Moala, 2 on the shot clock, has to put it up. A shot clock violation.
Forced into that position, just a minute left on the clock now. Rotate of possessions. Just a couple 2-point shots. We take another look at the Lasonga Ape mid-range jumper. Tuolave takes a good look at it, hustles after it, but gets pinged with the foul because of it. Second foul on the Phoenix.
Walker-Pittman does shoot this 2-ball and drains it. Turned down the last few opportunities as Sterling, but that time.
Don't turn down anymore.
Yeah.
Keep on letting that fly.
The Wizards up. Sangayape has worked hard this entire tournament, and that one just stuck by the rim.
Played at a consistent speed as well.
She's not turning them down now, Sterling Walker-Pittman.
Well, it should not be at any point. There is no turning down shots in 3x3. Sterling Pittman showing the skill.
The defense from Tainahui.
Yeah, Tainahui just too stout there for Hedemaya.
Here she is shooting the 2-ball now, and that rattles in. So the Wizards made their last 3 from downtown, and they lead by 10 with 7 seconds to go. Who's going to have the last say in this one? Sangayape is going to get it into Tuolave, has to get it up, looking to bank it in. She does, and that'll do it. The Phoenix get the last bucket, but the Wizards get the last laugh. 19-11. 19-10, they get the win, and they finish today with a win to the Waikato Wizards.
Well, a valiant effort by the Phoenix up to this point. Down a woman and have been severely tested throughout the tournament.
We're going to listen here from Sterling Walker-Pittman very shortly. As the Wizards finish today with that winning feeling. And Sterling is with a former club ball teammate of hers, Kat Jones.
Kia ora, Sterling. What a finish for you guys tonight. I think that your hot shooting in the end there was a reflection of how hard you guys have been working the whole tournament. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I think so, but I also think it's from my teammates, you know. They're creating those opportunities for me and finding me out on the beyond the perimeter. I'm just lucky to be finishing, really.
It's been a long couple of days and lots of games being played. How do you find this format of the game?
Oh, I love 3-on-3. It was really tough for us. This was our 4th game for the day, and so I'm really proud of our girls for just sticking with it and, you know, getting another dub under our belt is really nice and a good way to finish off the evening, so yeah.
And I understand River, your younger sister, she was due to play for the Sparks for the whole competition, but unfortunately went down with a head knock in the first game. And I know that you're probably really gutted to see her bow out of the competition so early. What's next for you and River in basketball?
I'm not too sure, actually. I know that River's playing a lot of club ball in Christchurch, which is really good for her, especially coming back from her, I don't know how you call it, like injuries. For me, I think I'm just going to start off with training. I'm not very fit at the moment, so I think that's the first step for me, for sure, so yeah.
Hey, congratulations and good luck for tomorrow. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kat. Yet another day to go. The final day to go tomorrow of the Schick 3x3 Cup, and it gets underway at 11 o'clock, and we are straight into quarterfinal mode. Casey Frank.
That's what I'm talking about.
Here on Show Court 1, you'll see the FIBA take on the Sharks, and that is a matchup I'm looking forward to. How about Taiwan against Dominique Kelman-Poto?
That is
both members of the Mainland and Frank All-Star teams, respectively.
That's true.
So far. And over on Court 2, you'll see the Gold Rush take on the FIBA in the women's. Following that, we've got the Jets and the Saints, Hoiho Pouakai, Dream Queens, Giants Magic, Tuatara Rams, and Thunder Kahu. They're great matchups.
There's a lot of quality coming up tomorrow, and they're playing for the title. So we're going to see some very enthused and determined squads coming out.
Begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow on Sky Sport with 2 courts of action on the early session right through to around 3:15, and then at 5 o'clock we're down to 1 court as we settle this once and for all who will be the Schick 3x3 Cup champions for 2022. For myself, Hugh Bain, and Casey Frank, it's been our pleasure. Again, we'll do it all again tomorrow on Sky Sport.